Leon is taking out he's turned his laundry basket into a Halloween costume, and he's going to Mego meet in it.
Well, somebody turned the laundry basket into a Halloween costume. This is
crazy.
the Beerwick Dalek playsuit, BBC authorized, made in 1965 and sold in England.
David, is that not locked in a safe or anything? Like, I mean, like, seriously, you just have that roaming around? What if one of the cats gets to it?
No.
They don't come down here. And then, of course, you have to have the smock.
Did he put that on LPH?
Just this part, not
just that part. He didn't put on the plastic.
No, not that.
And look,
the
like
arms,
a little
your arms go out through that.
Your hands go through there, so you can
dinosaur arms.
That's how it works.
Classic.
There's a hole on each side, so you can hold the suction cup and the little pistol wand. So the kid has to walk around like this.
With this thing on his head.
You need to put a feather duster in that hand and go around clean the house with that costume on. I can't believe
that is amazing.
Did you even know that existed before you bought it?
It's amazing that it survived in the box.
Oh yeah,
that long.
That's
crazy. I found this at an outdoor sale.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
What, at a garage sale?
No.
With a guy at Dr. Who's?
We go to that toy swap meet every other month, and the guy had it there.
He brought it. He brought this.
What?
See, and that's the original box.
And was he a big Doctor Who fan?
I love
it. Hey, Lou, blow us up so that they can see.
Oh yeah, hold up. Let me bring you up.
Yeah. And I'll bring it out again.
Hold on, where are you?
You're getting there.
David Eon. Hold on. Make this bigger. Hold on. David Eon, we're doing the Brady Bunch style, is showing his Friday night prom dress from 1987 in high school. You got to show that top again. Oh, LPH man.
That's amazing.
Wait, look at the eyeball thing, man.
Yeah, the little it just plugs in. It's like a ping pong ball with a straw.
I was just gonna say, is it a straw in the end?
There's a hole cut out there that you insert that in, and that's in the instructions. That's literally all it is, and it's blow mold across the top, and then they riveted it to this like thick cardboard, but it's like big metal rivets in the cardboard. It's crazy.
He must have never worn that thing. The kid that had that, because that thing would have been destroyed.
These are buckles that go. They're like pleather, and they're supposed to go under the armpits and strap it to keep the headpiece on.
Wow!
I wonder how many kids got that. I bet you a lot did, because Dr.
Well, in England,
shiznit, yeah.
It goes like that, and you see through the little grate.
That's. Wait, so did you wear it to a conference, or you just did it in the house?
No, he just put it on. We got it, but like a month or two ago when we went
you just
to
got it. Oh,
and I'll show the smock again and the wands.
That is something.
Yeah, the guy brought it out, and he just had it sitting there. Of course, David saw it and knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, and this smock it's a vinyl smock, but it's actually really thick. Surprisingly,
looks it, yeah.
And then the kid would have to be inside this and walk around with it
with the two little things in his hand
cut out.
But it's kid size, right? Because if you were to wear it, David, your feet would stick out the bottom, right?
Was it for like a little kid?
Yeah, it's a child size costume. Kids under.
Yeah, and most of the people in Megolike are like kids under 12.
Your blaster wand and your suction cup on the show, and this is literally like Dixie cup blow mold plastic with red electrical tape on a wooden stick.
Oh
and that is correct, because I've looked this up. This is how they made these. I thought somebody tried to repair it or something. No, that's actually what they did.
This is the 60s, David. They didn't have all this great technology 3D printing today.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I can't believe you took it out of the box, man. Holy smoke.
Well, the box was open on the top.
Yeah.
And I wanted to examine it and make sure everything was there.
But is the box like brittle? Like I got old those Topper Tiger box for the tanks, and the boxes, the paper just dries out over time sometimes, and they just
the box
disintegrate.
It's been crunched a little bit, but it's not in bad shape actually.
It looks. I mean, it's good. I like the graphics and stuff on it. Look at that helmet. Yeah, you should turn it over and serve tacos and dip in that, man.
I know you.
No, that thing's priceless, man.
Yeah. I don't think there's probably another one in existence that looks like that.
I tried looking it up on eBay, and I could only find this in completed auctions, and it sold for like over $100. Just this piece.
Crap.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that would have
got
to
a
be
new Holy
imported from the
Grail,
UK. Those weren't sold in the US. Those were sold strictly in England. You know, it's
yeah,
that's the thing.
Rich has got a new Holy Grail.
Yeah,
I always do.
I thought Rich would like that.
Yeah, I do. That is awesome. That's very cool.
And it's pretty. You know, it's the same graphics all the way around, but the box is
nice.
The box is intact.
They didn't even call it a costume; it's a play suit.
Is that a mailer label on the bottom? Like who owned it?
It's an address. See, Market Street, Wickingham, Norfolk, J&J Loins Limited Toy Company.
You should look up and see when they went out of business, David, or if they're still there. It's crazy.
I mean, that's going to be a grail piece for a lot of reasons, for costume people, for Doctor Who people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't all that shit.
I can't believe it survived this long. You know, again, it's anybody who's just joining us here, it's 1965, and this is the copyright.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing some of these.
That's David. That's like, I don't know where you come up with your shit, man.
And it's not misleading either, because if you look at the drawing, you can see the kid's little hands holding the wand.
Because today you'd have to do that so you wouldn't get sued. But back then they were just like giving you. It's funny because he looks like he's got like one of those lollipops, like those lollipops in one hand and a plunger in the other, like a toilet plunger. It's like, this is your new plumber outfit.
That is amazing, David. That is
one
incredible.
of the. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that.
That's really cool, man. That's every time I think I get something good, you come with something better. So I'm just done. I'm not even trying.
Come on, Lou.
I'm not
you
even
get
trying.
One of those.
Shh, David. David. All I know is, well, I'm sure you got it for a good deal, but anybody else in the real world would probably pay out the wazoo for it. Don't worry, we don't need to eat for 6 months. That's fine. That's
it's funny the stuff that shows up though. It's like, I mean, like the costumes. It's amazing. They were made to be disposable. They were like $2-3. They sold those costumes for at Woolworths. They barely made it through Halloween night. So I'm always amazed when I find them. Like, you know,
the elastic always broke, right? When you were a kid, didn't the elastic always break? That broke, and then your mom's trying to tape it, and that didn't work. She put a big old piece of masking tape on it and ruined the costume. And
they had that super thin vinyl and a tear when you put it on.
Yeah, and it was hot.
Yeah, I always saw everybody, their armpits were split. I never had one, but I seen other kids when I was a kid, and they were always tearing.
And they were so inaccurate. I mean, like, so
that's what I love about them.
Costume, right, you're the Lone Ranger mask, and then they put a picture of the Lone Ranger like on the horse in the front. Rich would know better, but some of them, like, I guess they look like clothes, but then I guess a lot of them, it was like they'd have to put the picture of what you were supposed to be on the costume so people could figure it out because the plastic was so crappy. I mean, it's just like, what are you? Oh, I see, you're Spock. Okay. I mean, like, I don't know.
It's amazing. It's amazing when you see the ones that they made, like ones for rated R movies and stuff like that, like Alien and you're like, what? They had that was rated R. They're like, let's make it a kid's costume.
What a great idea!
Incredible. Yeah.
Have you seen the one? Have you seen the one for Dan Aykroyd as the Conehead?
No.
Yes, I have seen that.
Seen it. It's the same kind of plastic mask, but it's like really tall in the front.
Did they make that into the Jaws mask also, Rich? Wasn't that also used for the Jaws mask?
The Jaws right behind me. There he is.
The mouth, right? When you look through the eyes were the eyes were in the mouth.
You look at the eyeballs of the teeth. You're like,
I had that costume. Well, I had one of them. Rich said, "Sure, there's a whole bunch of them." I had one of those. And I remember that. It's like,
Jaws too.
Terrified of sharks, but I want to be Jaws. So,
yeah.
It's like crazy. Buck is trying to get in. Okay, let me see. Keep trying. Maximus, you're quiet tonight.
Oh, I'm just keeping up just checking in on some of the stuff going on the Facebook that isn't showing up.
Oh, over there? Because people don't realize I got to put... Man, I have to show people how to do that again. Every time I do, I got to show them how to do it.
Yeah, Danny G's
the
on.
Incredible Melting Man.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It was an awful movie.
Rich, aren't you worried you're going to break those things the way you manhandle them?
No, they're pretty good. I mean, I don't manhandle them that much. But this is the Incredible Melting Man.
That plastic gets brittle, doesn't it?
It was a really bad movie in the 70s. And Collegeville used this for tons of different things. But it's based off of the picture of Dorian Gray. If you've ever seen the picture of Dorian Gray.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see, you probably can't read it there, but the film companies on the bottom that made the movie, they actually licensed this to Collegeville to do the Incredible Melting Man. So it's a tough one to come by because it's so rare, but they repurposed the mask. I've got another version of it there on the wall that they called like the Melting Ghoul or something like that.
How many do you have, Richard?
I have a lot at this point. It started with like I just bought one. I bought one as a fluke. Like I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm just gonna buy this, and then I got obsessed like hunting them down and finding them and stuff like that. So they're a bitch to store though.
Do you have any non-American ones like David over here, or no? Or I guess Canadian.
I don't have anything from everything I've got was made. You know, I've got like the big companies here: Halco, Collegeville. Ben Cooper, they were probably the big companies that made costumes back then. Bland Sharness, that type of stuff. So, and you know me, I go mostly for the monster stuff. But that Dalek thing that's incredible. I had seen that before on like a page many years ago. The play suit version of that. I wondered if they made it in different colors too, or if it was only in red.
From what I've seen, it's only in red, but the ball changes color.
Oh,
I've seen it with like a blue one instead of a yellow one, but that's the only other variant.
Dave, you just set up for that. I can't even go into that. This is a family show. You said they got a blue ball on it too? So there's
they got a blue one. They got a blue one.
Wow.
Oh man, I've been out of it too long. Definitely out of it too long. That's crazy. That's crazy. No, that's really cool. That's really cool. I like that stuff.
Yeah, I was shocked, and the guy walked by because it's the toy swap meet that we go to in the Retroville.
You go early.
Film the shows.
Wait, David, are you the guy that gets in an hour early and gets them to let you in early?
He tries.
You tried. He's going.
No, it's outside, so
yeah, it's an outdoor show.
You can show up because he
really?
said that it starts at like 10, and the guy says people show up at 6.
And they won't let them. They're like, hey, back off.
Yeah, set up. But you can start walking around about not start buying and picking and stuff like that.
Wow.
I figured David's kind of well known, so they probably give him a little extra privilege. They give him the early bird pass. He can go in like the business club, the same club. He can go in early.
Yeah, I know. Players Club International, like Coach.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I brought my Diners Club card.
Hey, I brought my Players Club.
Oh my God!
But no, the fun bit is there's a guy, because there are people who professionally go there to pick, and I don't know. I guess I got a good eye for certain things because every time I end up with something out of the show by these guys, and they're like, "Where did you find that? Where I didn't see that," And then they want to know how much I paid for it. I'm like, because I don't talk about that usually, but
I've learned at this point, don't ask you, because especially after you had your incident and you had to restock the whole Fortress of Solitude down there with all new toys. Probably better not to post what stuff costs. That kind of thing. I don't buy anything that expensive, so I'm like, oh, this was $12 in case you're looking for it. But
yeah,
I think the most I ever spent was like $500. I think I spent that on a high male creature from the Black Lagoon back in the day, and I was like sick to my stomach over it. I'm like, why did I spend $500 on this 8-inch piece of plastic that's paint's chipping off? But I sold it for $800, so that worked out.
My hands start to sweat if it goes over 100. I mean, that's just but that doesn't mean I don't do it. But it's just I mean, I see these guys that are, like somebody was just talking about, the new toys that are coming out, those big Batmobiles. People are spending $1,000, and I'm like,
how much?
Wow.
Oh, the hot toys. Yeah.
Yeah, that big.
Are they like 3 feet long or something?
It's 1/12 size. I mean, you could fit a 12-inch or 1/6 size. You could fit a 12-inch figure in the thing. And I'm like, these guys are paying $1,000. I'm like, you know what? No.
Sorry.
I like my shit, but that's a little too much for me. For me, I can't afford it.
Well, for me, when people are paying $250 for a brand, for something that's retro that somebody just made. Now, if I'm going to spend $250, I'm getting something from 1960s.
Right. It's coming with a case of beer too. It's going to come with a case of beer. It's a toy.
I probably drank a case of beer if I went and jumped on something for $250. I mean,
you get the chocolate egg and you get a toy in it. Max goes out and gets a case of beer. And it comes
That's
with
it.
A Batmobile. Drink this case of
bag of jelly beans. I'm good.
Yeah, we just did a whole series on that on our channel because I
saw that.
Thanks. Mm-hmm. There was making examples, and I went through and I showed dozens of examples. I had 3 videos, 70s, 80s, and 90s action figures that are cheaper than their modern versions. If you want to go out and find them, because people are always saying that, I buy the modern stuff because I can't afford vintage. Yeah, you can. It depends on what you're looking for. Yeah, but there's a lot of great options out there for vintage stuff.
And that's a great video for anybody that's watching. Those are great videos to watch. Those ones on your channel there.
You make some good stuff. I don't know how you make so many videos, because every time I get home, I see 12 more videos from you guys, and I know why your channel is growing so fast.
Oh, somebody's talking about my Shoguns in the comments there.
Yeah.
Those
that's probably Dean Verge, I'm guessing. Yeah, Dean.
Let's give him a zoom in. Carry your laptop right to the back, or just take them off the shelf and bring them forward.
Those are amazing.
Do you have every single one of them, David?
No, I don't.
Sure as hell looks like he does.
It's like
that's all. Are yours all complete?
Yeah, they are all complete.
Man, I'm on there like, I'll get with broken fist, half a leg, $400. I'm like, yeah.
Lou, I know you love those nipple missiles.
those are the best.
I thought he was just happy to see me. Okay. Wow.
The prices on those are so out of control now too. Like,
they're
it's
ridiculous.
Insane to get
and
those.
If they come with a box, forget it. You have to give up a lung for them.
I've been trying to get a Godzilla forever. It's like,
you got it.
Closest I got was that little one, Rich. That little tiny one.
That's Mazinger 1, 2, and 3 there. Hold on, I can
Oh, David got the professional camera. Wait, are they all they're not all the same?
No, this is
different versions.
1977, 78, and 79. Because Mattel made design changes each year. Basically, they got cheaper each year. So
you got all the good ones. You got all the good ones.
They took plastic off.
David.
I had the 77 one. I recognize it because it has the blue thing in the forehead.
Yeah. Never had that.
I had Mazinger and I had Godzilla.
What? Yep. That comes out of the head?
Yep.
Is it a spaceship? I don't watch Mazinga. I watch Goldrake or Grendizer, you guys probably know him as.
Version 1 and version 2 with the lighter blue. And version 3 is not designed to come out. You can pry it out, but you're going to tear the vinyl to get it out of there.
Wow.
And they're just basically blow mold, right? I never had one in my hand, so.
Yeah, they weren't like particularly well. You know, they would always break. Like if you played with them, they'd crack and you'd lose the missiles and the stickers would come off.
You weren't supposed to hit your
everything.
sister in the head with them. I don't think. I think you're supposed to. You're supposed to roll them around.
His desk, but that's Dragon.
What is he? Does he shoot? What's he shoot? Fists or nothing?
He had swords, I believe, right?
Oh, swords.
He has, in this hand, I'll show you. I can't. I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you.
I swear to God, every time David comes on, it's like there's another corner of his toy room that nobody's ever seen.
The axe fits in here, and when you pull the switch, it flings out.
Oh wow!
I wouldn't be playing with that now.
And
spring the plastic. All you need is to break that.
As on the other fist, you get this launcher that fits onto his other arm.
The hell is that?
And it fires these. It launches these.
Oh, that's
stars.
cool.
You load the stars.
That's really cool.
You load the stars in the top, and when you flick the switch, it fires the throwing stars.
Don't try it, but have you tried it on those? Did you actually try it?
Every once in a while, I'll test fire them to make sure the springs are still working. I just did the. I just did the Guy King short this week. I showed it in a short firing his nipple missiles in his fist.
The nipple missiles are fantastic. I don't have any of those. I just get the Medicom Real Action Hero 12-inch, like they call it Combat Joe inside. It's like a rubber outfit over a G.I. Joe.
Yeah, and then Radine, and he launches missiles out of the center of his chest, and his fist launches with the axe on it.
So cool.
And this is version 1. Version 2 doesn't have the shoulder pads.
So then you got to find all the versions. Jesus.
And the Japanese Popey versions are different also.
Yeah, Dan Samillo was sending stuff for the Japanese ones.
And those are real expensive, the Japanese versions.
So there's a guy in the group. His name's Kevin Howard. I don't know if I think he's in the military because I met him in another group and he came over, but he lives in Japan. So he said to me, he's like, hey, if you guys are ever looking for anything in Japan, just hit me up because I can probably get it real cheap here. You know.
Yeah, I'd love to find the original Popey Godzilla. This is version 3 of the Mattel Shogun Godzilla.
What was different about them, David? Because I thought they're all kind of the same, no?
Essentially, version 1 is like this lime green.
Ah, okay.
And then they changed it to this. But then version 3 is, if I turn it, you see how there's a triangle.
Yeah.
Right here on the switch for his flame, right there. They put that as a reinforcement because the switches kept breaking off. You've probably seen a lot of these with a broken switch.
Mine had a broken switch.
David's like the Wikipedia of action figures.
And then that's actually flame that's supposed to be coming out of his mouth. His radioactive breath, not actually a tongue. But
I thought he was doing Gene Simmons there.
The Japanese version, the head, like a Godzilla's head. This is like something that Mattel just did. They changed it, but the head looks more traditional, and it's a pull string talker.
What?
So he's got a speaker on his chest, and when you pull the string, he growls.
Wow.
Basically, he doesn't say any noises. But this is version 3. It's hard to find these.
Sounds like me when I get up in the morning.
And of course he has the
oh man, David, I'm looking at a picture of it now. Yeah, the head on that is really cool. It's like the 1954 Godzilla or something.
Yeah,
it's way different. Oh yeah, that's
Mattel changed everything because the original Popey versions all came with like interchangeable other components that Mattel did away with because they wanted to be cheaper.
So was Radine a cartoon or something? Like all the Shoguns, were they were the Japanese actors or cartoons?
It was they were all part of Japanese programs, but when they came to the United States, they merged them together into a show called Force 5. It was an after school show, and each day was a different show. Like Monday might be Guy King, Tuesday might be Radine, And then they also had
That's
there was
really
one.
cool.
They had one more show that wasn't associated with the Mattel Shogun Warriors that they never made figures for in the United States.
And then Dean was saying, or sorry, Coy, I'm sorry, was saying that Marvel had comics, and I think Rich Hurley, you have those Godzilla comics. Or
yeah,
something.
I have the full run, and that's the costume based on the Marvel Comics Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Even the artwork from Marvel Comics.
Oh.
That's the font that Marvel used for its comic, and this is the Ben Cooper Godzilla costume. And same thing, came out around 79. Yeah,
try it on, Rich. Try it on.
Yeah, that ran for 24 issues.
And there's the mask.
Awesome.
And
That's
it's
really
got the
cool.
flames coming out.
What are those flames?
Yeah, he's spitting fire.
He's spitting fire. And then he's got the.
I don't know one kid that had that costume when I was younger. I'm surprised because everything was monster craze, wasn't it?
That's the smock.
Oh yeah, there you go.
every costume is like for 7-year-olds or 6-year-olds. Everything that you find today. Yeah, that's really cool though.
Yeah, it is. And I've got a full run of the comics. The comics actually, you used to be able to find the comics in dollar bins for years. The Godzilla run.
Well, they're not out there now.
Marvel held the license for a very short time, and then they could not reprint it because it was a Toho license, so they couldn't do a Marvel Essentials of it or anything. And they eventually did do a Marvel Essentials or a collection of it, and that even goes for big money because it only ran for a very short print run. But that's a fun run to have, that and the Shogun Warriors run. They did a Shogun Warriors run as well.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun.
Oh, Space Cateers. That was the last one. Because Space Cateers was the one they ran on Friday, and they never adapted that to toys in the United States.
We watched like Ultraman, but the 60s one, and I watched Space Giants with Goldar, I think his name was. Somebody told me. I like that. And then when we went to Italy, it was Goldrake, which I guess is here is Grendizer or Goldorak or whatever. So it was Goldrake there, but it was cartoon though. It wasn't actors. So it was all cartoons. So
yeah, and of course Mattel did those in 4 sizes, and these are the largest ones, the jumbo Machinders, and then you got the mini jumbo.
You have all of them, David? I'm just like
fascinated. But you got the itty bitty ones.
That's the mini jumbo.
Oh wow!
But
that looks like that's like Voltron, basically, right? Kind of.
Well, it's an adaptation of not Grendizer, Sky King. It's a Guy King, but Mattel called it Zargon.
So was Guy King like with the lion in his chest bite people or some shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they had a 5-inch and a 3-inch figure. Like that's an example of a 5-inch, and that's these are die cast.
The die cast. I remember my friend had those, probably like early 80s or late 70s, maybe like 79, 80, something like that.
Yeah, it would have been late 70s, and then that's the 3-inch version, also die cast.
And that's an original one, Dave? Oh, that's Mattel. That's an original one.
Yeah.
And they shoot fists? Do they shoot fists?
Not these.
They don't.
The 5-inch ones do.
Oh, the 5-inch ones do. All right.
Yeah, like
there's
Raider. You see, he's got like the little launcher disc and stuff in there.
All right, cool. Wait, let me zoom it up.
Throw up that link that people can use, because there's people chatting on the Facebook page. Throw up that one.
Listen, we should just
every time.
I know, it's like, and Danny Gates of all people, I don't want to hear any shit from him. He's been told 10,000 times, that mother. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta find the damn thing. Here we go.
Well, we got new people that probably weren't on. Like, I don't think Dean Verge was on before when you had that.
That's no. No, he might not. You're right. You're right. I probably didn't.
Remember, we're growing. We're growing. We got lots of people.
That's true. We did. We have been growing slowly but surely. That seed is.
Remember when we used to do these? We had like 100 people, 200 people. How excited we were when we got to 600.
Dude, when we got to 300, I was excited.
You know, that's what I'm saying. We're at like 840 people now in the group. Yeah, so
give me one second.
Throw it up there for the new folks so they can participate.
All right, I'm doing it. Let me just pop them a quick message. I got to pop them a message.
I'm Max Overnighter, and I approve this message.
You know what'll happen? You're going to get some nut who just stumbled on your channel, and you're going to open it up, and you're going to see somebody's butt.
No, I mean, so that the people when they're commenting on Facebook that it comes across.
Yeah. Right. So you got to have Facebook, and they don't click that link for Facebook because Facebook doesn't allow you to put apps in unless you put approval on it. So they're chatting on Facebook. I can't see anything because I'm looking at this screen, and they're like, "Why are we being ignored?"
Oh, no problem, Dean.
So Dean Verge is coy. I'm sorry.
Dean's Toy Box is
Toy Box is coy. Dean Verge is Dean. Yeah.
Dean Verge is commenting in the on the Facebook, but it's not coming across.
All right. So you guys are you're gonna have to run this link. Give me a second. I'll get it for you. And then Facebook, it says, "Do you want to allow Restream chat to work with Facebook?" And you just have to say yes, and then everything you push up in Facebook will show up here. Because otherwise, we're just ignoring you.
Yep.
He's sending me the link now. I'm just getting it because I forgot. I used to hold a piece of paper up every time.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I don't know what I did with it. Probably threw it out.
I think I threw my copy out. I had it here, so because I've had it a couple of different times.
Comic, Lou.
What's that?
There's a Godzilla comic right there.
I love that. I love that stuff. Rich, I go to the dollar bin. I even go to the non-dollar bin, and I can't find one. They always have the little divider. It says Godzilla. Empty every time.
Oh, yeah. It's a popular run.
Yeah, for $1.
Not anymore, yeah.
Yeah. And he's always fighting.
Yep.
This guy must be new because usually I get the.
He fought the champions, Hercules, Angel, Iceman.
It's Hercules against Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching I told you I was watching those cheesy Hercules films, and it's Hercules against the Mongols, and like Hercules is like BC, and these guys are like the Mongols in like I don't know the 1500s, and I'm like, you got this guy running around in a loincloth fighting people in Asia.
There's shields. You can see Dum Dum Dugan down by the UPC code there.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Did they make a King Kong one too, or no? I'm assuming they did.
They did not do. They did a King Kong comic, but I don't think like a running comic. Marvel didn't. That was one of my favorite covers. That one I had as a kid.
I think that was Gold Key, wasn't it? King Kong.
Gold Key might have done some King Kong stuff because Gold Key did a lot of that stuff.
Let's see.
And then they do crazy shit like this. Like now, Shield is giant and Godzilla is little, and it's like.
Is that Giant Man? Who is that? Mr. Fantastic? I can't see that.
That's Dum Dum Dugan from Sergeant Fury's Howling Commandos. He's
Dum
part
Dum
of Shield.
Dugan. How did he get into Godzilla? It's Marvel, baby. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
He's fighting Shield.
Stuff's crazy. Max, I'm trying to get that linked. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's typing. I ain't seeing shit. Oh, here we go. No, dude. This guy's like, this is the problem when they put stuff overseas and they don't understand English. Dude, people are typing in Facebook, watching the feed, and their comments don't show up. Just use dude. He probably doesn't even know what that means. And still only 35 cents.
Yeah, sure.
If you're typing comments to me in Facebook, I'm not going to see him till you guys do this link. As soon as this guy sends it to me.
That's the last issue.
With his nose. How many did they make? Like 20?
24.
And you got them all? Did you buy them when they came out?
I did, but then I bought them in collections over the years. There was a period where, before the Marvel movies came out, I used to buy like lots of collections off of Craigslist, and that's how I completed a lot of my runs, was just getting stuff. People were dumping tons of stuff, especially Bronze Age at the time. You could get a lot of good Bronze Age stuff. But once the Marvel movies started coming out, and all the speculation of the Marvel movies now is the way that drives the prices up on a lot of this crap. It's kind of crazy. Like, they might say, "Oh, there's another Godzilla movie coming out," so but Godzilla's always gonna be popular because he's just a popular eternal character.
It's not even his real name.
I mean, I think I have like 6 or 7 issues of Eternals #1, because it's a fairly common Jack Kirby 70s series when he returned to Marvel. It wasn't that good, and every time I got a collection, I always had the first 4 or 5 issues of that, which isn't a very interesting series to me. But then when they were talking about that movie coming out, I was so surprised how high that book went. It was just, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, it's like it's just, and then of course the movie tanked, and now the prices on it are not as high as they were then.
Wait one sec, Max, you see that link? I don't know if they can see that in Facebook that I just posted. It's chat.restream.io/FB.
Yeah. Well, right now the My Megolike logo is blocking it.
Oh, let me get
up
rid
in
of
the chat. At least on my screen.
I'm sorry, I meant to get rid of that. Damn it. Oh, this is such a professional thing.
There you go. All right.
Damn it. Danny G has no excuse. He's been on this damn thing. Well, so now that you guys have like put up this really cool stuff, here's what I got today. I got this broken ass Tara toy Hulk Hideaway PlayStation computer with tape on the back. I was so excited to get it, and I can't find my Hulk Hideaway playset and the Big Jim Commander. My big thing was the Iron Man helmet. I was so excited to get that. You guys have no idea. I ordered on AliExpress because it was cheaper. And I was like, it's never going to make it in time. So I went on Facebook and bought it. The Facebook one showed up yesterday, and the AliExpress showed up today. The one that came from China, the box is perfect. They put like plastic corners on it and wrapped it in plastic. The one from Facebook, you just put plastic on it, and they just... It's like, all right, well, there we go. The other one's for a customer anyway. Maximus is monitoring the Facebook channel. Max,
and go
ahead.
I just went ahead and put. You could see I typed it onto the Facebook group there, so they could just copy the link right from there.
And for those of you who haven't been here long, we used to talk about doing live streams in Facebook, and Max is like, I'm not gonna really do that. I don't know how to do it. And Max does as many live streams as David and LPH do YouTube videos.
Someday I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and
you might as well.
Well,
you got like 1 million people watching you.
Yeah, I think I'm up to 10 people actually check out my. Up to as many as 10 people.
Listen, that's 10 more able-bodied people that you get to watch that get to watch you that weren't before. Look, now they all know you are.
Well, here's while you guys were showing stuff, I was opening up packages I got today. Got a couple of these little cake topper.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix it for you. Hang tight.
Oh wow!
Hold on, wait a minute. All right, Maximus, go ahead.
Yeah, these little mini plastic.
Are they
Batman
old?
And Robin?
They're old.
They're like cake toppers. I mean, I'm not sure how old these are, but they look pretty old.
Show them to David Eon. He'll tell you the exact month and year. He'll be able to tell you the factory they came out of. Yeah, those are cool.
Look at that Batman's insane.
Well, yeah, I mean it's it has that really crappy paint job like a lot of those
look at his mouth.
Mexican. Yeah.
Look at his mouth, Max. He looks like Jesus. Is it a blow-up doll?
That's kind of what it looks like, isn't it?
Wait a minute, Max. I have to ask you something. While you're talking, Rich, did you notice something about Max tonight?
What about him?
What do you mean? What about him? He has
You
no
can
echo.
actually hear.
There's no echo
You
on
can actually.
his thing.
Yeah, you can actually hear me.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Are you on your laptop?
Nothing. I'm on the tablet the way I always do my lives and everything else.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect today. Absolutely perfect.
Yep. So yeah. So these are as a matter of fact, pencil toppers.
Used for
because I do have and I still got to get the Batman one.
Wasn't that the Batman when you had your hand, or was that?
No, I mean, because he's talking about
his mouth. He looks like he's blowing out the candles.
Well, Buck was talking about pencil toppers.
Yeah.
For cakes. So, see, this is the cake topper. Right. This is the pencil topper. And you can tell the difference because the pencil topper has the big hole.
So you're supposed to impale them.
Yeah. Now the cake topper you don't, right?
Yeah.
But I still want to find and these are kind of like rubbery, the pencil toppers. These are hard plastic.
I was gonna say, yeah, be careful with those. They probably get brittle over time, don't they? If they're anything like I remember shit when we were a kid. I imagine they would get brittle over time.
Yeah, so actually, you know what? These do have
these do have
the little. Yeah. I wonder if I got a pencil.
You're showing us their buttholes, Max. Buck, the resident expert on cake toppers.
Well, you got to have a really skinny pencil.
Actually, that's funny because Dean says they look like the Corgi Batmobile figures. They do.
Yeah, if they were just cut off. Yeah, I mean, so it's probably in that same time period.
Well, they all came because they do 3 factories in Hong Kong anyway, I'll bet.
Right, exactly. And the cool thing about those, and I got something else coming from this same seller, is it's a antique store in Milwaukee that was literally 5 minutes from my old house, and I didn't know it was there. So I don't know if he hasn't been there or he's new in there but he's got a bunch of collectibles.
We should get the address so we can storm the store before Max gets there and get all the good shit.
Well, they're on 51st and Howard in Milwaukee. If you happen to be in the neighborhood, stop by, tell them Max sent you.
Well, you know, Lou, when I was doing my 4th of July episode where I was showing all those Revolutionary War figures.
Oh yeah.
You've got
yeah.
So some of the ones I had were cake toppers, right?
Yeah, I remember that. I watched that. Yeah.
There were people that went into a bakery in New York that they've still got those on the rack. They were made in 1976. They just there's so many stores out there, like little shops that they never sold the cake toppers. So he's got 5 or 6 of them just sitting there. If anybody's interested in buying the the drum and fife guy and stuff like that,
I think that's kind of cool though. I mean,
isn't it? Yeah.
But are the prices like? Do they keep the same price on them? 55 cents.
Well, whatever they sell a cake topper for nowadays, they probably sell it for $1.50.
It's a cake topper.
Oh yeah, the cake topper stuff. I mean, there's so much cool stuff. I mean, as I'm cruising around through, I mean, because kids want whatever they want, and there's all kinds of cool Batman ones out there, and the Star Trek, Scooby Doo. I mean, anything. Yeah, Shendo Shots Breweries. Shots Brewery's a little further downtown. Boy, it's not in that particular area. That's 51st and Howard, sort of like West Side.
These guys, Lou, were cake toppers.
Oh wait, let me move you in. Hang on.
And they were made in 1976 for the bicentennial.
And they still have them in the store.
And I was reading an article. There's a baker when I was looking up. It was a Toy Soldier website, and they said they found these. You could still buy these, maybe not now, but they were in a store in like Brooklyn, New York, or something like that, like a small neighborhood bakery.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I can tell you
and we must have had these on a cake. I've had these forever in my Toy Soldier box. These were mine from when I was a kid. And my mom, she must have put them on a cake for the 4th of July. They wound up in my Toy Soldier box, as a kid.
Rich still has them.
Yeah,
taking those, but I wouldn't doubt that they still sell those because every convenience store I have around me that was taken over by an Indian, they've got candy in there from like 1983 that's never left the shelf and they can't sell, but they keep trying to sell it. I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm like, this shit's hard as a rock. I'm like, why don't you get rid of this? It's just free profit, I guess. I don't know.
No. Well, here's cake toppers.
Nice.
Are those newer ones? Those are newer ones, right, Max?
These are, well,
90s?
these are from probably the 70s. Also,
really?
Yeah,
those are in good
they're
shape.
made in China, so they could be 80s. But these are, you see these a lot. It's kind of funny because it's like, first down. Batman's called first down. But yeah, so it's so much cool, weird stuff out there. And
when did Hong Kong go back to China? 1982 or something?
No, it had been the 80s.
It was in the 90s. So I was in Hong Kong it was in the early 90s. It went back, I believe it was 98, 97, 98.
So I thought they didn't start printing shit like made in China until Hong Kong went back, but no, that's not true. They moved shit to China before Hong Kong went back to China.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. And even made in Taiwan was from when we were kids, right?
Oh, made in Taiwan. Oh my God. Do they still make anything there?
Everything's in China now, I think, for the most part. Yeah. But I mean, that's how you know you've got vintage if it says made in Hong Kong or made in Taiwan.
So wait, so this is funny. It's funny you say that. So I had this knockoff Mustang Lego remote. They just scraped the Lego logo off. It's the same thing, and I put a motor in it, and the charger died. So I ordered another one, AliExpress. It shows up, it's broken. He says, we'll send you another one. It takes like 6 months to get it. He says, no worry, we're going to take care of you for your trouble. So they send you all these little crappy knockoff Lego figures, right? But they come in pieces. The hands are on everything. Yeah, but so like this is one of the ones from the bag, straight from the bag. He's got like a German World War II helmet, a Spider-Man chest. He's got some kind of glaive, I guess, like a samurai sword. I mean, like this is like what you get. And he's got like a ton of them. But like, what are all these things? Like, look at this shit.
Talk about kit bash, huh?
It's like a farmer with a sigh. I'm like, it's just crap. Okay, hope you're happy now. And they take like a handful out of the bin and they just throw them in there. Oh, give me good. They want a good review, so people keep buying from them. Like, I'm going to give you a good review. You don't have to send me the crappy Legos. I don't care.
Wow, that's funny.
Daniel Cohen has come in.
This is the other thing I got in today.
What is that?
What is
Batman?
Yeah, from the Batman versus Superman. What is this? What year is this? 2015.
Shit.
Big old
terrible typer. That's nice. So that's from what, like 10 years ago?
2015.
No. Yeah, I was
from the Batman versus Superman movie.
Yeah.
So it looks like they did the, collect them all. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Are you getting them all, Max, or are you just going to get that one because you're the Batman man?
This one just popped up cheap, and I bought it. If the other ones pop up cheap, I'll buy them. But
because I know you like Batman stuff, and then you have Green Lantern, and I don't even think I've seen a Superman in your collection.
No, I got Superman. I got Batman and Green Arrow, probably the two.
Green Arrow. I'm sorry, Green Arrow, not Green Lantern.
But I do have Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all the Justice League and Super Friends. So no, I was big into the, I really liked Batman versus Superman and Justice League, the Snyder movies. So I did buy a bunch of that stuff, and yeah, I like all it. Matter of fact, I've got you can't see it because I'm pointing at it because it's over here, but I've got a little display of Superman stuff, and I got pinbacks and all kinds of stuff. So I got Superman as well. But obviously mostly Batman.
Collecting all that. David, did you see that comment or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you can tell, Daniel Cohen is on Facebook typing because he did the link. So now he can type and we can see him. Danny Gates is probably still typing and cursing out. Danny Gates is probably just fighting out kangaroos or some shit down there.
I guess he saw the 90s action figure video. Because a lot of those Toy Biz figures, the Toy Biz figures are cheaper than the Legends reproductions that they're making now.
It's crazy.
So I'd rather have the 90s Toy Biz ones.
Oh yeah, 100%. They had when I was in, let's see, it was like the early 2000s. There was a place I want to say Myers, but it was like a mom and pop pool store that also sold toys, like action figures. And they were selling out all those Toy Biz. I don't know, what size were they? Like 5, 6 inches, David, like hard action figures and the blister cards. They were selling them out for like 50 cents each. I went into that store and I wasn't even collecting because I was just doing Migos then. And I just started getting them all, threw them in tubs, and then realized I had no room for them. So I started selling them off. But they made some cool ones. They won. It was like, I think it was like 2 different dragon figures or some shit, or a little bit bigger. And I wish I'd kept them now. But yeah, they were pretty cool. But actually, Sanchez sent me the glow in the dark Human Torch Fantastic Four Toy Biz figure over there.
Yeah, Dean's got a point there too, because the modern figures, there's a lot of problems with quality control.
Hey, what is it? They're just not using good plastic, or they're cheaping out?
Well, I don't know. Like, I know that the Dungeons and Dragons figures, their whole first wave, and so people are really pissed off at Hasbro over that.
What? Yeah. Wait, the figures are breaking? Because people say falling apart, I thought it meant they just weren't selling.
Yeah, they're breaking out of the package.
They're breaking.
Yeah. And then it's getting cheaper and cheaper.
Are they made by Mego?
No, made by Hasbro and direct marketing. So people are ordering.
Now, did you teach them to just gently move the joints? Very important.
You're supposed to boil it in wire, and then you're supposed to cast a magic spell over it. And then
Oh God.
And
then you mean those really expensive Dungeons and Dragons figures that are coming out in the closed boxes with just the image on the front? From like, I see them at Walmart. The box is like, and it's like closed package. You can't see what's inside. They put an image of, I think it's like an illustration or something.
What was funny about that was that if you take a close look at that package, designed to be a blister card, to do away with that box, like octagonal box.
Oh, because of the plastic?
Yeah. Oh, it's actually a strip of glue and a piece of tape holding that on. Take a close look at it if you find another one.
What? Wait a minute.
And people hate.
So in order to save the environment, I mean, I hate to say this, but here's Sanchez. I hate to say this, but are there a lot of action figure people that are like really environmentalists on like with plastic? I'm not saying they're not, but like even like I just said the other day, I just went to Wendy's. They gave me a plastic straw. Thank God, because they're not allowed to put plastic straws out in public. They have to be handed, but everybody uses paper.
The definitive question.
Give me a plastic cup with a plastic lid. Yeah.
Here's the $64 question. What are the figures made out of, Lou?
Today?
Yeah.
Plastic.
What are the figures made from? Are they going to start making? Yeah. Are they going to start making them out of wood? Maybe.
They're going to make them out of paper.
Right. Yeah. And the thing about it is that if they're trying to be environmentally, safe or whatever, I mean, so many people they're not throwing that cardboard and plastic away anyway. They're keeping them, so it's not going into the landfill. Now, people like me, I'm ripping that shit off and I'm throwing, I don't care. But I'm an oddball. I mean, look, this is why. I mean, people have not been throwing that stuff into the landfill for a long time. Look how much stuff from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. You go on eBay, you could still find them on the card, on the bulk blister package.
Yeah.
And so that stuff's not going in the landfill anyway. So what difference does it make? Right. What are you saving? You're not saving anything.
Come in paper, and you can't listen. I will say this. I like the old vintage Migos, like the Western figures when they came in the closed box. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, because the
window box
was really good. They had good artwork, and it was cool. It wasn't even a Windows box. It was closed. You couldn't even see inside. Oh. You just open it, and there was a plastic bag with all the shit in it. And it was really cool. But the artwork was really cool. People painted those things. Like, they painted. Now it's like...
The problem for the collectors, really, it's twofold. One, you've already been doing it with a window for years. So now you change the way it looks, and they don't want change. They like it the way it was.
There you go.
And two, because of the level of theft. Because people are opening those packages up, they're taking the Build-A-Figure pieces out, they're taking the accessories out, stuff like that. And the sad part of it is, it's people our age that are stealing the parts.
Isn't that funny? I mean, not funny. Isn't that sad?
Yeah,
it's sad.
They know that if I order this and it's boxed, you know, or if I'm taking it off the shelf, how do I know unless I open it in the store whether everything's in there or not? And that's frustrating. And as far as stuff breaking, and somebody had made a point down here a little earlier, it was Dean's Toy Box. He saw the video. Dean, are you talking about the one with the 40th anniversary He-Man from Mondo?
That one where you showed the head snapped or something, David? Like,
no, that's damn near a $400 figure. Okay, after tax and shipping, it broke clean in half when I took it out of the box for the unboxing.
Wow. Yeah. No way, dude. That's heartbreaking. Did they replace it or anything? Or nothing?
After a couple of weeks of back and forth with Mondo, they took it back.
Wow.
But the thing is, that's the third figure in a row put out by Mondo that has had problems, and this is the worst one yet. And it's like, and people are giving me a hard time saying, oh, you know, Mondo is trying to correct the problem. It's been a problem. This is the third figure. Okay, you went with the cheaper plastic and it broke. Yeah, most of them have broken at this point.
For $400 freaking dollars, that thing should be made out of metal. Like shit, no joke. Should be made out of metal.
That's the problem with it.
I've got 60s GI Joes up here that are still in one piece. Okay,
right. Wait
There's
a minute,
no
David.
excuse for it.
I have something you'll never break. This piece of shit. You'll never break these. You can melt them, but you can't break them.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a big thing now going on in the. I'm a big fan of Tales from the Crypt, and Dark Horse put out this beautiful Crypt Keeper, Vault Keeper, bookshelf set. You know, bookcase, and everybody's complaining that it's showing up broken. And they're like, well, they reach out to Dark Horse and like, well, you should just glue it back together. Deal with it. Because they made a limited amount. They don't even have the replacements to replace them if they show up broken in the mail. And that's the way a lot of this collector stuff is. You know, it's crazy. And just like with Mego with the tops when they're breaking. Yeah.
That's
the attitude. And these are expensive. Like, yeah, $350. It's crazy. It's insane.
Oh, you got to hair dryer it. Oh, you should be more careful. And no, you know, I
like
shouldn't
seriously.
Have to. They should.
Why do people? Right. Why do people feel they have to defend? I'm not going to any specifics, but why do people have to defend companies that put out crap and say, well, you should handle it differently? Because first, all right, so here we go. First, we're going to make it because we want more kids to be involved, not just collectors. But then it's like, well, you shouldn't play with it. You should just leave it in the package. And I don't know any kids other than maybe Johnny that want to leave their shit in the package. Like they want to take it out, right? I mean, that's the thing. So, I mean, I'm at the point because after watching Johnny, now I feel guilty when I open something that's new sometimes. I think Rich said that too, that I feel a little guilty about it. But I mean, like, kids don't want to get and go, oh, this is great. I'm going to put it on the shelf. They want to open that shit up. Unless they used to.
But you know that matches.
Check out Buck's.
That matches your cake topper.
It does.
What? Oh, the mask.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those.
Cake topper.
Right, I need to get one of those, or else I just get a big enough cake that I'll just take Buck and put him on top of the cake.
He still works, Dean. He still works, Dean. Let me see.
Wow, yours is really good. Yeah. You didn't change out the recorder in it, the record, if you will? You didn't change it out?
No, I didn't have to.
He talks really well because I got sometimes
the string gets jammed up, and I know how to fix that. But you know, as far as I know, he's never been tampered with.
Wow, he's really good.
That's what I'm talking about. They're like a $4 toy from the early '70s, and
I mean
was played with.
Right.
And people are spending $500-600 on a hot toy, and it's falling apart in their hands.
Which lasts longer, an original '70s Mego or a new Mego?
The 70s ones, they're still
obviously they're still around, right? I mean, the other ones are cracking, and
you got to be real gentle with them. You got to be gentle with them.
We got a new bandless body, David. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So, do we bring up the other thing? Where's Sanchez? Did he just walk away?
He did.
He just walked away. I was going to say, Buck, what are you showing us? Hold on, I'm going to bring.
He's showing the Dollar Tree Super Pets figures. That looks like the Super Pets from the movie.
So I have some of Buck's customs. Buck makes costumes that go over figures. I always want to say latex. He tells me it's silicone, so I'm wrong. But he made a freaking Godzilla that's ridiculously out of this world. Oh yeah, you need to get Max needs to get those, Buck.
I have them.
Oh, you have them?
You talk about the Super Pets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have those. As soon as I saw, matter of fact, I was grabbing a bunch of those other minifigs that come out. You know, like how I always talk about how I just love the hell out of these minifigs. And I was over at the Dollar Tree or whatever, and I saw them, and so I've got a bunch of them, these minifigs, and then I got their coordinating Super Pets, figures with them. So I have the whole bunch of them, the pig, the two dogs, whatever they are. But yeah, I have those. Again, they're just so funny. I mean, stuff that makes me smile. Make $1.25. Yeah, whatever.
He's showing some Batmobiles. Do you have that one, Max?
I don't know which one that one is.
Which one is that, Buck? Is it A-High? Yes or no? Is it Azar Camway?
I can't tell which one. I can't tell which one that one is.
It's actually a nice Batmobile.
Yeah, it is. It's a really cool 66.
It's got figures in it too. I didn't realize that. Buck, get a piece of paper and write on it. Hold it up to the screen because his microphone's not working. Write on a piece of paper. Hold it up to the screen. So, David, I have a question for you because you need to do a video on this at some point.
Sanchez has something down there too. I think he's frozen though.
No, Sanchez is trying to stay perfectly still to see if we notice. David, you need to do a video on you going into a store and cleaning up the end caps for all the action figures that are out of order. We want you to. I guess David didn't see that.
Do their job.
Do you go to the end caps and you rearrange the end caps so that they're neat and then post it on a Facebook group so you can be a hero? Oh my God, I can't even deal.
Oh, try looking at the adult section.
They're destroyed.
Oh, it's crazy. Target's the same way. Target's a disaster.
No, but there's people that are running around doing
those are terrible. The Targets are way worse. The Targets are way worse than Walmart's. It's it's just like nobody cares. They just thrown in there. It's some stuff is on pegs, but they're not on the right pegs, and they got shit just thrown. Every single Target that I've gone to, even some of the nicer ones, they get that little small collector's wall, and it's just garbaged up.
It's horrible. It's horrible. Oh, good. Buck, you better bring the Godzilla. He says he's going to try to bring the Godzilla. He made this. I don't know how many years ago he made this, but I don't think he only made one. He was doing this shit though back in the day before like customs back in the day were like, hey, here's a Batman, and I'm going to take a Green Arrow bow and put it in his hand. Okay, he's a custom. There's only a couple guys that really customized. Buck was one of those that was making shit from scratch. I remember that back in the day. No, but David, there's people who are going on behalf of certain companies and fixing the aisles in Walmart when the figures are all and rearranging them. Now, can you imagine you're an employee going, this moron's doing my job for me and I'm getting paid? It's like, If your life is so bad that you take your time, all your time, and you're rearranging, doing somebody else's job for them for free. Go home, spend time with your kids, love your family. Oh, this is crazy. Sanchez, say something. We know
another thing that Target is good for is for the release. That LPA, they put stuff out.
Wow.
Yeah, Target. I'll tell you,
we can't.
No, Target was. I learned my lesson about pre-orders on Target online. I mean, I pre-ordered the McFarlane, the Bat Cycle back in like July. You know.
Oh yeah.
And it never showed. Never. And pretty soon I'm looking online, and people are finding them. They're posting them online that they bought it at this Target, that Target, and I'm like, they didn't even fill in. They didn't even fill the pre-orders before they shipped the stuff to the store.
I got one.
And then,
so excited. I'm gonna grab it. Actually, keep talking.
You know, so I just was like, you know, screw that. I canceled my. Yeah, and matter of fact, Rich Hurley found one for me in the store. You know, in New Hampshire before, and you know, my pre-order is still sitting there waiting that someday it'll come out. You know, there's the Godzilla, and there's the Bat. Yeah, so I have that, and I actually did unbox it, the Bat Cycle. Robin doesn't fit very well in the sidecar. That's the only knock on that.
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't. Here, let me go. I'll go grab one.
Cut his feet off, Max.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
You do when you're a kid. You cut their feet off. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on, Buck. Wait a minute. You're going too fast. Hang on. All right, Buck. Go ahead and do this again. So. He made this. Oh, you made two of them? You motherfucker. You said you only made one and that you weren't selling, or you made two and you're not selling it. All right, now show him what's underneath, though. So he made these. These are silicone. Show him what's underneath. It's not just a Godzilla. He's got a fucking Mego figure inside there. So I think he molded off of one, and he's got a Mego figure inside. He makes latex or silicone outfits. But he's been doing these forever. There's a Mego inside there. That outfit fits on a Mego.
That's cool. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that one time.
It's ridiculous.
Seeing a posting that he did on that. It's like, that's really cool. Now, that has like a Velcro opening on the back too, doesn't it? Or it opens up so you can take the figure out?
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
And what should happen is, what was I going to say? He should be selling those. He shouldn't be hoarding them all like a selfish bastard.
Oh,
he made this shit from scratch. Like he molded something and he just painted it. He did my Slee Stack. And he did my from Land of the Lost TV show, and he did my he
that is too cool.
Creature in the Black Lagoon. It's badass. Okay, he should be David. You should be here now. David's here. Okay, I think he's here. Hold on, let me go side by side. I think everybody's here. Is everybody here? Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, so everybody's here. Buck is writing a message. Buck, I didn't know you knew how to write, man. Dude, like, I don't know how he fucking did that, but he molded, I think.
Oh, so he made the molds. He made the molds off of the one that he's showing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
So who fell asleep?
Oh, that's Dr. No, Rich's, yeah, so this is thing. So Rich's daughter's birthday, and they're having a sleepover.
Oh.
So I think he's blacking out his camera. Oh no, there he is. Okay. No, when I put him up there.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, David.
Yeah, when we do this, David, when I put him back, you'll show up in here. Just because when we put Buck on there.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Yeah, everybody's here. Buck
Thank you, Sanchez. Thanks, Brian. I owe you one.
Sanchez.
He's the only guy who responds to me on Facebook when I'm trying to get on this show.
Because when you type on Facebook, we can't see it. I keep telling you guys, you got to go to chat. You go restream chat.restream.com/FB. Then when you type, we can see it. I can only see people a lot. Like Daniel Cohen's the only. I think he's the only one. No, Daniel and Dean are the only two that are on Facebook that actually did the damn whatchamacallit. So Buck used that to make molds in silicone, painted the fuckers, put it on the damn figure. Buck, did you sell one to somebody or give one to somebody or no? He's laughing. That's a no. By the way, I would like to say this portion of the show is brought to you by Brian Sanchez Sex Toys. Get yours free at briansanchez.com. Sanchez, did you see my post, my reply to your post today?
I'm kidding.
Wait, your mic's not on, Sanchez.
Mic's off.
You're muted or something.
Brian.
Your mic's off. You're muted. It took a fucking year for him to do that. That's crazy. Only made one. Okay. Yes, Lou does have Agile on Facebook. So Sanchez put a thing like post your non-Mego action figures. So I took Sanchez's head and I posted it. And I said, I got myself a new Stone Cold figure. Put your head in there. And I thought you would like that. I cut your wife out of the picture because I didn't know if Mrs. Sanchez wanted to be in the picture. So I just put you. He's like, motherfucker. I can see him mouth. I can see him. I can read lips. I can read lips, Sanchez. So that Godzilla figure took Buck a year to do. That's sick. And he does a lot of customizing. I know he does a lot. He always did. He always did a lot of customizing. Rich, what are you doing? You keep disappearing.
I have the birthday party, so I'm running up. I actually just went and grabbed some cake because I'm starving. So.
We thought you got whisked away by aliens and they shut your camera off.
No,
Rich has been replaced with a pod person. He's a pod person.
Well,
David, you are late.
Late? Yeah, it's called not getting an invitation.
David Alexander.
So that's why I posted there. You guys have to message me, but you have to message me before so that I can get you guys the invites. Yeah, that was my fault.
No, it's okay.
He's watching Star Trek
again. No, I'm sure I was
the motion picture.
Man, can you guys get over that?
Who's got the comic?
I have it.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I was almost tempted. I was kind of tempted, but I was able to control myself. So, you know that company called X06, the one that's doing a lot of these Star Trek figures. Okay. I remember when I was a kid, like I must have seen that movie at least 12 times. And
the motion picture?
Yeah.
No wonder you hate it. You oversaw it.
Well, it was free for me because at the time the condo had satellite TV movie station kind of thing. It was part of the maintenance fee. Yeah, so in the summer, well, it was in the 80s, but in the summer they would play like movies over and over again, right? So if you missed a movie in the morning, you could see it in the afternoon, and if you missed in the afternoon, you could see it in the evening.
I didn't know they did that. I wasn't here. That's why I wasn't here.
Yeah. So as a kid, bored, it was summertime, wasn't anything to do. I watched that movie over and over again. And again, that's why I have good memories of it, knowing how slow-paced it was.
What? No wonder. Oh, here it is. Dean says once was enough for him. Yeah, no wonder you hated it. You watched it too many times.
Hey, David.
Well, the thing is, right? Yeah.
Are you any relation? I just thought of this the other day. You're not any relation to the Madame Alexander dolls person, are you?
No way.
No,
that would be if he was. That would actually be
that would
crazy,
be cool.
right?
Yeah, like especially because they're not 12-inch dolls. But it's like,
no. I'm nobody. I'm a nobody.
David,
only through the mercy and charity of Lou do I ever get on any of these live streams.
No, David, did you ever check that out? Like, what if you were somehow related to the person that does those? That'd be kind of cool because you collect, right?
Yeah. Well,
Except
me right now, because you guys were talking about customs.
Yeah.
For me, customs are really what I'm more or less into these days.
Yeah. You have a lot of stuff. You get all that stuff made for you, right?
Well, you see that you saw those photos I shared of. I'm trying to do that Ralph Bakshi animated Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yes. Those look awesome.
I knew Rich was going to love that.
Yeah, Alejandro, which David Eon knows. He's making each character for me. So he's basically, I'm giving him a lot of screenshots from the animated movie and different angles and stuff. And then he's by hand sculpting it.
So he's doing the. Wait, did you tell him what to make, or did he already make them?
No. I'm financing it.
Wow.
So hold on a second. So you ask him for this, and then he goes and sculpts it and says, "Do you like it?"
Yeah. As he's progressing, he shows me it, and if I want to change something or modify something, and then when we get to the end result that is good enough, then he puts it into the kiln.
Where do you get money to do that? I'm lucky if I can get one of these assholes.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you how you get money for that. You want to know how you get money for that? Take half of the stuff in that room and sell it. It's called rotating.
Nobody's gonna buy this shit, David. I'm the only one who buys
rotating stock.
Nobody's gonna buy this shit. This is so much crap in here. Nobody's gonna buy it. I mean, there's very few, maybe one or two pieces in here they might really like.
I sold about 2-3 things in order to afford, this.
Right. Yeah, but you buy some expensive stuff, David. You told me.
Well, that's why I got to sell stuff, because I'm just a ham and egger 9 to 5er. I can't. I don't got a big bankroll.
You're not David Eon. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's right.
I don't have
rolling like Brian Sanchez. Shit. Everything in David's basement is friggin' boxed. He's like Johnny. It's all boxed.
I cast spells on people, and I hypnotize them into thinking it's the.
So wait, Daniel Cohen, does anybody have the Remco Lost in Space robot from back in the day? I would imagine Buck.
David Eon probably has it.
I was gonna say David probably does.
I had it when I was a kid, but I don't. I think mine wasn't a Remco. I think mine was an Ahai. Didn't Ahai do the Lost in Space robot?
Well, Ahai, no, Remco bought Ahai. Rich.
Okay.
They actually became the same company eventually. Yeah. So David, I'm gonna guess that is not the Kenner. That's not the Kenner.
No.
No. This is.
That's really nice. That's a good likeness of her.
So where do you get the outfits from, David?
Okay. No. So it's different people, right? But here's the thing. The head sculpt, okay, to get the head itself, to pay somebody to professionally paint it and root the hair. Okay. That's like $400.
Oh my God.
Okay. Because I got people, they fall in love with this thing. And how can I get one? How can I get one? I tell them who to contact, and then as soon as I say the price, it's like crickets. Hello. Did the phone drop?
Yeah, that's like Sanchez money. I don't have that kind of shit.
No, but that's why I got to sell stuff, right? So my collection is always expanding and then contracting.
Oh, like Sanchez's head. See, he has to have his mic on, so now I can bust his balls. I'm sure he'll be posting the shit on Facebook. He'll be posting the shit out of Facebook later. You'll see. Sanchez, use your sign language, Sanchez. Use your words.
The total cost? If just the head alone is $400.
Yeah.
What's the total cost on, say, one of those figures behind you
there? But you mean?
No,
the $6 million man menagerie back there.
Oh, it depends. I'm telling you. Every figure can be anywhere between $300 to $400.
Wow! And how much are these Bashki figures costing you? Those things are amazing, by the way. Are you going to do the whole fellowship?
Well, you know what? Alejandro hasn't told me, allowed me to release the cost.
Alejandro,
let me just put it to you this way: it's for 9 figures. It will be quite substantial.
Now, here's my next question. Are you going to do the Hobbits?
Of course. I got to do 4 of them.
Then they're not going to be 12 inches, are they? They're going to be 8 inches. They're going to have to be 8 inches.
I know, but we're good. come on. It's 12-inch scale. I like 1/6 scale, 12-inch scale.
Oh, so you're doing the 12-inch scale.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So basically, I have somebody. I got good. What's his name? Geppetto's. Vince.
You bought the Mego Geppettos?
No. Vince. He's gonna kill me for saying his last name wrong. He's got Geppetto's workshop. He does customs. Vince. Okay, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, Vince, don't cancel my outfits, please. But anyway, I got somebody making the outfits for me separately.
You could get Buck Spoon and stuff too. So you could get the Buck can make that shit too. But I don't think he. I think he does 8-inch scale though. I don't know if he does other scales. Buck, yes or no? Do you do other scales? Does anybody else customize? Well, David, you don't customize. You pay people to do the custom, right?
Yeah. So it's Geppetto's custom figures. Geppetto's custom figures.
Vincenzo. Oh, there's Tony May. He's in there. So who else customizes in here?
Yeah, Vincenzo. That's right. Tony May's got his name. Thank you, Tony.
None of you guys customize? I don't. I did one custom and I'll never do it again. It was horrible.
No, I buy customs. I haven't. Samillo's good with doing custom stuff. Like Dave Samillo does a lot of really cool custom stuff.
And I never bought customs until the last couple of years when I started talking to you guys. I never bought them. Never understood why
I buy the customs. I buy the customs from. I buy Brent's dolls. I like his stuff.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, for sure. I got
the reason why I do customs is because retail doesn't provide me with the figures I want.
Well, yeah.
Like
played. Wait, hold it up again. We didn't see it.
You're going too fast, Sanchez.
Hide the salami. Hold on a second. You're moving it too fast. Do it again. Or type it. Type it in the screen.
Are you being held hostage in a delicatessen, Sanchez?
Lou played hide the salami with the collectors. Oh, that's brutal, you bastard. I'm cutting him off. Everybody say goodbye to Brian. Click. Oh, my goodness. That's too funny. Brian Sanchez, Mr. Family Show himself. So, all right. Show of hands. How many people bought the Mego Pinocchio figure? I don't care if you bought the customized. Did anybody buy it?
It's $50.
So I'm going to go say this. As much as I think it's like not.
It's $25 at the Walmart by me now.
We have none of that. The only reason I would have bought it is because I watched the movie and I actually enjoyed it because it wasn't Disney. And I think Rich said it once a month or two ago when it came out. He's like, I watched it with my daughter and it's like a little depressing because it's got like fascist Italy and crap in there that people just don't get.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. It won the Academy Award.
Yeah,
won the Academy Award for Best Animated Film. But
I mean, it's crazy. So they made like the really big versions of Pinocchio so they could put Jiminy Cricket like where it was manageable because otherwise he'd be so small.
Right,
yeah, it's nuts, man. Those things will be down to they'll be down to $6. I'm not. Yeah, we have nothing at my Walmart. Nothing, and I mean nothing. There's not a single Mego figure in any of the 5 or 6 Walmarts within a 10-mile radius of me. Nothing.
For example, Hasbro has done the Star Wars figures, like retro Star Wars figures and stuff like that. I know a lot of people who are fans of the Kenner $6 Million Man line, especially now that it's the 50th anniversary of the show, or at least the beginning of it. They wish Hasbro, who owns Kenner, would re-release at least the figures that were in the original line. But I don't think it won't. That's not going to happen.
You have people making
the
decisions
now, David. Does Hasbro even still have the license anymore? I mean, that
they own Kenner, but no, it's Universal who owns.
Yeah.
They'll do it.
What did David say?
They do it like they did Pulse and like that. They make like a little steel on a card.
Yeah, there was I didn't see any similarity. That had no appeal to me.
Well, or like that the new Raider Indiana Jones stuff. The new Indiana Jones. They look like nothing like anybody.
Mm.
And how much are they charging for those little Indiana Jones ones now? Those new ones?
I think
Anybody
David, you
seen
said
those?
they're remaking them, right? David Eon, you said they're remaking the ones from the 80s or something?
I think the ones are like $16 and the Legends $6. So they're not cheap.
May customizer likes that. But David, are they remakes of the old ones, or they're a little different? Oh, it's a new casting. Yeah.
Casting, they just put it on a retro style, and they put Kenner on it to indicate that it's retro.
Yeah.
But I think
they remade the old ones personally.
But I think they've also come out with a little bit of I guess it's their 6-inch scale or whatever you call it, Legend scale or something. Isn't there like
the Legend scale?
Yeah, so there's two sets, I think. One are the small. Yeah.
2 sizes.
Yeah. I just can't get into, you know what? I used to have those as a kid, but I only got so much room and my finances are strained as it is. I can't just start going down another rabbit hole.
Well,
that's what I kind of stick with a 12-inch scale.
From what I understand, when that film comes out, nobody's going to want that stuff. It seemed good.
What is it that Buck is showing?
Looks like almost looks like Robbie the Robot.
Forbidden
Planet.
Like that. Forbidden Planet.
Oh, Forbidden Planet.
Robbie the Robot. Oh, I remember that little dude. Yeah. I've seen
the other one looked like Robbie the Robot.
Yeah.
Now watch, David Eon is going to come back with a box full of those. Like, oh, here's this store display.
Yeah. Oh, I got the whole look.
Handful of them.
He's like, I got the whole box. It's just crazy.
The one I'd like, if anybody has it, is the one from Star Blazers or Starship or Battle Yamato. It's the IQ-9 or the Analyzer wind-up.
Oh, yeah. Do you have that, David Alexander?
No. I have the cast one.
Of that, though, didn't you? Like a custom one?
Yeah, I got a prototype. Derek Wildstar. But there's going to be the new one will be revealed sometime in the future. I'm really, that's going to be like my first real 8-inch line I'm going to sink my teeth into.
Oh, you're not. I bet you don't collect them more than a month before you're getting rid of them. Yeah, it's got like a head.
There is actually the Funko Robbie the Robot.
I don't know what that was.
That's a new one.
He had toy figures there. He had the cat toy Superman and Rob showing. He's getting something else.
You know that company name? That's the best name I've ever heard. The name that's probably more accurate to what they do. Chemical Toy.
Oh, that's Chemtoy, yeah.
Yeah. So he had he was showing the Superman and the That's why I held mine up. So I'm sitting. But do you have the Chemtoy?
What?
Okay, show us the box version.
This is crazy.
Hey, you showed that on an episode, David E, on a couple of whiles ago. That's the one you can still get fairly cheaply, right? The Chemtoy John Travolta.
Yeah, that's actually not that. 77 here.
As soon as I saw that episode, I got on eBay and I was looking for those. I'm like, I got to get one of those so I can do my.
Rich Hurley has ruined my collection. Every time I want to get something, Rich goes and buys everything on eBay. And so I try and distract him by misleading him with things. Hey, Rich, this guy has 400 Neptunians for $1 each. Go over there. And then I try and get the auction while Rich is distracted. But I keep losing.
That John Travolta is awesome. I want to get one so I can do a custom blowout John Travolta.
No way. That looks like the
How
Christy
tall is he?
McNichol doll from Mego. It looks just like the Christy Mc. They got the same hairstyle.
David,
that was
how tall
popular
is he?
back then, Lou.
I'm telling you, it's either that or the cousin Oliver. So is that pre Welcome Back Kotter or after Welcome Back Kotter? After, right?
Yeah, that's after.
So when was when was Welcome Back Kotter? About the same time? What? What? Just in time, Sanchez. They're showing the chem
Welcome
toy.
Back Kotter was 1976.
Oh, I got one for you. Hang on. Keep showing your stuff. I got something for you guys. You'll love this.
1976 for Welcome Back Kotter.
Yep, I just looked it up.
And what was the chem toy one again, David? 77?
77.
Yeah, that's probably when he was right after he left Welcome Back Kotter, right around.
But is it 12 inches tall, or is it like the Mego, which is 12 and a half inches tall?
I think that one's 12.
Ooh. How about this guy, David? You got to have him, right? David's like, you got him, right? Tell me you have this guy.
Yep.
Somebody sent me this for
No,
free.
I don't have Andy Gibb.
You don't? Here's the best part. He's got this pink on white outfit, which I don't know. This should be on a woman, but it's got his name, like at an angle on the outfit, just in case he forgets who he is. But he's got this plastic thing in there so you can make him dance. Yeah, somebody sent me this. Actually, it kind of looks like Danny Gates back in the day. That's a young Daniel Gates right there. Here's a favorite. So let's disco with Andy. Disco Dance with the Stars. He dances, moving his arms and legs to a disco beat on his special dancing disc. Comb his hair and pose him off the disc, too. Here's a favorite picture of Andy's for you. Happy disco dancing. Oh, my God. This is so bad.
No, he looked like Parker Stevenson.
The license for this is probably nothing. That's cool, David. That's actually cool. That's Parker Stevenson, right?
Yeah.
Is that the Parker Stevenson doll? And then who's the other one? Who's the other? Oh, it was Sean Cassidy, right?
Cassidy.
Yeah, it's the from Kenner.
Yes. Those are actually cool. What are those? 10 inches? 9 inches? You're in, Sanchez. I like you in.
They're 12.
12. Oh, wow. I used to love the Hardy Boys books. When I was in 3rd grade and 2nd grade, I read every single one of those. Right through.
It's the same body mold. It's the same body mold as.
So it's Kenner, you said?
We all know how much Lou loves Hardy Boys.
I love the Hardy Boys. They're so hardy. I don't know which
they used to have Choose Your Own Adventures?
Yeah, but wasn't Sean the brother of the kid from the Partridge Family, right?
Yes, David Cassidy.
David Cassidy, there you go. With the same haircut.
Yep.
I'll say this, though, because I'm looking at a picture of the Sean Cassidy figure. They did a pretty good job, like, redoing him. You know what I mean? Like, doing his face.
They also did a Ben Cooper costume of him, too.
No, they did not.
They did, too. There's a Ben Cooper, Sean Cassidy costume.
You're shitting me.
Nope,
Oh,
I am not.
God.
And they also did a Hardy Boys one as well. And there's actually a Hardy Boys cartoon. If you remember, there was a Hardy Boys cartoon show.
Yes. Yes, I do remember that. I saw that.
Costumes based on the cartoon show that are actually
I think I've seen that
find.
once. Yeah, I think I've seen that once. So let's go. Now that David and everybody's putting their stuff up here, let's go see what's out there. Let's see what they're going for. I can't imagine there's like what's the range of collector for the Kenner Hardy Boys doll? You like Kenner? You're like a
70s.
Woman who liked them when you were a kid. I mean, like I'm not saying not to get them. Like I would collect them because they're action figures.
Watch.
But what's the range of collector?
I got them because I used to watch a show.
No, I'm just saying, like, is there like right now? I'm looking one in the box is $140. Are there people out there searching that out for $140? I mean, he came with a guitar.
And the Sean actually, the Sean's harder to find than the other one.
Yeah, so the Sean and Parker. Oh my God, they've got the Parker series one for $350. Say what? Oh, wait a minute. I see why. I'm sorry. Parker Stevenson signed it. He signed the box.
Oh, you just
Max, ruined it, but that's okay.
I got a question for Max. Max, what is the significance of Sean Cassidy and David Cassidy? How are they connected to Columbo?
Well, their dad was the bad guy in a couple of different episodes.
Right. Their dad was Jack Cassidy, who's like one of the top villains in Columbo episodes. Whenever people vote for, like, they always vote for Jack Cassidy.
Now I have to go look who he is.
And Shirley
Jack Cassidy,
Jones
I'm looking.
Yeah. Jack Cassidy.
I don't even recognize him.
Yeah, he plays in a couple of them. He plays a magician.
Yeah.
In one, and I'm trying to think of what's the other one. He plays a writer.
Yeah.
Publisher Parish, I think, is the episode, the Columbo episode.
I'm looking at a picture of him in black and white, and he looks like the guy Waylon Flowers, the one that ran that Madam Ventriloquist dummy. He looks like Waylon Flowers.
Wow. Yeah, Jack did a lot of stuff. I think Shirley Jones is actually the stepmother to David Cassidy.
Okay.
Okay, enough for discussing Hollywood Babylon. I want to ask David Eon a question.
Oh boy, David Alexander! Holy shit! Excuse us.
That's why I'm forbidden from the show. That's why I didn't get an invite. You didn't want me to hijack this show.
We didn't send it. We didn't send it. Richard and I said like 2 days ago.
Yeah, God bounced back. It can be delivered to Canada. Yeah, the Canada Customs bounced it back. But anyway, David Eon, I want to ask you something because I know your wife isn't so much into those Funko Pops. Now that Funko seems to be having financial issues, and they bought up Mondo, is there potential for Funko or Mondo or whatever going kind of out of business, or?
I would look to see what happens. 5. That's when their debts are due. So they can bring it out till 2025. I think once money will slow down. If it got ugly, I would just make it bought by another toy company, Hasbro or Disney or somebody.
Now, do you think those defects with all the Mondos lately is because
enough that that both the 40th anniversary which were effective, not when they were released, but when the pre-orders went up, is the same as Writer Fund sealed the deal. And both of those figures were defective. And also, that's when they started mass producing things. Before, you were only getting 2 or 3 Masters of the Universe figures like a year. Then all of a sudden, you had the anti-Eternia He-Man, anniversary He-Man, 40th anniversary She-Ra, 3 version Hordak. Just they were cranking them, and there's a ton of them scheduled for this year. And I'm like, gee whiz, that was my issue too. Slow down, it's like toys. Not too many people keep up with that. And I liked the series. Them all, I did unboxing and reviews on my channel. I gave all of them a pretty good review until I got the Hordak. I had problems with it because his hands kept me. Hordak, and this most expensive. The price was way up from where they started. The original He-Man, which was only a few years, compared to the 40th anniversary He-Man, which has about an equivalent of parts accessories. The deluxe version, I mean, not the standard version went to like that toy store, but the deluxe version you bought direct. $100 between the two of them, just a couple of years. And it's like, you know, you've increased the price and you reduce the quality of the figure, and you're producing so many of them now. I'm just done. You know, I was like, I'm not getting any more. After they agreed back, and I returned it to them. I made that decision. Announced the Trap Jaw too, and the Trap Jaw was good, but you know, I'm kind of getting my feet wet. The company's disappointed with what they're producing, because I've done that unboxing years of hot toys that I was just, you know, because to me quality is just how it looks. I've got that it feels like it's going to fall apart in my hands. It frustrates me for the price.
I don't even know if I'll ever see that Big Chief Studios Commander Koenig for Space 1999. I don't even know if I'll ever get that figure, it'll ever materialize.
And like you already know what happened with the doctor, because I did get it.
Yeah.
But the Tom Baker has been delayed, I think, 5 times now. And because you were asking me that. Mine was canceled by Sideshow because the Federal Trade Commission limit to how long that can go on, and so the Federal Trade Commission forced Sideshow to cancel American orders. They had to reapply for the order resubmit, and I was just like, I'm not going to bother this. It's already been 3 years waiting on it. I'm just in. Even before the whole COVID nonsense, Big Chief was always that. Always. Which I'm sure well know.
Yeah, that's why I won't pre-order anymore from them. I canceled all my pre-orders. I said, forget it. I'm not ordering stuff that it's 2-3 years later. I have to wait for it to come out. By the time it comes out, I'm not even interested anymore.
Sorry, Brian.
And I wonder about the people that got.
Oh, guess who's fucking eating?
Louis upstairs earn more money for buying more figures. But I'm just
nom 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 nom.
The special edition Tom Bakers came autographed. Those people paid like an extra 100, 120, I think. And it's like, when is that going to make it?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thanks. Thanks. The show now goes back to Lou.
I'm eating.
The outburst is over.
So, David, you saw that Funko just destroyed a ton of product too, right? Like they
yeah. What is that about? $30 million
to destroy products than to keep it in the warehouses.
The hype is hurting them because, you know, it's just like with the Silicon Valley Bank. People panic pulling the money out. So a lot of the speculation about was making it worse, though, because that's not the first time they shredded. They did they shredded thousands of their mystery boxes. They weren't.
So does that increase or decrease the value, David? Does that increase like what people have it and it's no longer available, or is it decrease because people think it's not worth buying anymore?
I think it's a tax write-off.
That's why I do it. It's like anybody has a Department 100 or a D100, and they a product, and there's somebody who. So it's the first time, and I've done actually put a video code like 2 years ago. We put a clip up where they're getting boxes. They had dozens of pallets of mystery boxes. Machine that was just turning them into money. But
David,
it's a
what's
complete
that
write-off.
department called?
D100. Like if you ever
T100
a department store and they say D100, that's loss prevention and security. Part of the loss prevention is a product, and like
so they destroy
Bradley's back. Yeah, back at the D100 service there, had a cage that had all the broken in it or returned stuff, and the guy would from the security office with the guy from maintenance, and they would stand there. Pieces, they put it into a crusher.
And do you know who else has a T100 service? You know who else has a T100 service?
D.
They destroy everything that they put out. Oh, D100. Yeah, I was gonna say our buddies over there. Everything they put out is destroyed. It's destructive. So they don't manufacture. They just destroy everything.
But I think fall apart. So that just caused it to slow, and that's why their stock took such. Made those announcements and it may pop. It's probably going to pop back up again. After toy, because usually there is when it spikes in the stock last 7.
Yeah. And
started out at $2 in January of 22. So it from $2.80 to like $20, and then that's what Funko does. But till 2025 will be the deciding. And if bought out and just being foreclosed by the bank, which wouldn't be profitable anyway, actually push the bottom, people would jump on that.
Well, that place they did. I think they did a Netflix documentary or something, and that place turned money hand over fist. It's not even like a job. They have bowling alleys inside, and it's like everybody went to work to have fun. It's like crazy. It's like the old Google days, not anymore. But this message is brought to you by Ritz Crackers.
That wasn't so much a documentary. It was
an interview, right?
Yeah.
Bragging
about how great they are. But the thing that I think is interesting, the president in the display case behind pops vintage 80s action figures and stuff, and a lot of
shit.
Barbarian.
I mean, you gotta have. I think to have a really good, successful toy company that people enjoy, you have to have people that are passionate about collecting, not just money. I mean, yeah, you can have money makers, investors, and executives, but you need people who can do that. But you have a question. I think this is for you, David. Do you think the retro cloth Babylon 5 figures are ever going to be collectible? I think they are 10-inch format, or is that for David Alexander?
They're all, but so is Belly Button Lint. There are people that are always going to look for them, but that doesn't mean they're going to be valuable. They're collect toenail clip. But
Jesus,
Babylon 5. I probably could have put Babylon on the 9's list of collect action figures that you can get because it just never took off.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with those.
Brian says
it
says I love toenail.
A lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that.
Well, David, you collect that Super 7 stuff, right?
LPH does. She's some of the Thundercat stuff and some Ninja Turtle stuff.
The thing is, I don't know, $55 American for me as a Canadian, that seems very steep for the kind of stuff that they put out. I don't know.
Yeah.
David Ian is a multi-billionaire.
I wish she's putting it on because it's too much. because that's her argument. She was like, it's real expensive and it's wave after wave after wave. I think at wave 10 she was going to cut it off.
Yeah,
I was buying the Universal Monsters stuff from them because it was just cool. But then it's just like now all they're doing is just different colors. Here's the Pepto-Bismol colored Frankenstein. Here's the neon Frankenstein. Here's the, they're just changing the packaging. The thing about them, those are things I will keep in the package because the artwork on those is so incredible on the Universal Monsters. The artwork.
I think that's what drives you to buy, right?
Yeah, the reaction figures from Super 7.
Great art on. Great card. Yeah. The figures are crappy.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. Every toy company does something with what he was saying. With you have people that are passionate. Just they all have a mission statement. There's 4 collectors, and we're all for the collecting. And then they put out crap, or they don't know anything even about their own characters or far.
Right.
Do you go with that? Is it whenever they mask when they order suddenly quality takes a crap and then start really tough out, which we're seeing out of Super 7 now. Super 7 is making Ultimates freaking everything. It's every week another wave of something. And it wasn't like that at the beginning. But now, missed paints and broken joints and things like that. So it's like, okay, collectors anymore? What happened?
Well, I think I'm going to.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna cancel my Super 7 Mecha Godzilla because I took a look at the video and I don't know. I don't think it's worth that amount of money. I don't think the quality's there. I think a vintage Shogun Warrior is probably better quality.
Oh, yes, the new one is a Shogun Warrior, right?
In our week, because
that's a Shogun Warrior.
Yeah, they do like a modern version of the Shogun Warriors, but at this point, and I said that in one of our ups when they showed the Mecha Gods, like, well, I could get an loose one for that price. I think I would rent an original loose one.
Holy shit! It's $400.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I put a
holy shit. An original one.
David's got a couple. Like I got mine over here. I got my 40-year-old whatever Godzilla over here, Shogun Godzilla, and then I thought it would be cool to have Mecha Godzilla, but then I guess he's the president of Super 7 or whatever, and I saw like he was putting up one of the arms, and it just fell down. It just like there was no tension on it at all. It just like he put up the arm, and then as soon as he let it go, the arm just went down. And these old Shoguns are usually tighter joints. Yeah.
Wow.
It's cool, but $400, man. Jeez.
They've done that where Shoguns and Masters Shoguns, and they did Batman. They think aftermarket. A year or two, you'll get it. You'll get it off eBay half. They do not hold. That's
okay.
If you really want one,
I thought it's one of those. I would hold. I thought it's one of those things that if you don't get it when it first comes out, it's like double, triple the price.
If that was $100 or $150, I would buy that in a heartbeat. I would buy that because I don't know any Shogun Warriors, but that thing's pretty cool. But I don't know if I could do $400.
I wouldn't consider the price because I've got you can put it with the Shogun Godzilla, but then I was like $400.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from that. Really,
money,
we do the weekly roundup stuff, and every once in a while pick something up. But different figures aren't hurt because of the poor quality of all of them, and for the price you would expect better.
Well, I got that. If you remember, I posted pictures of it. I got that Godzilla, but he was missing his fiery fist, and I was able to get it for $220. And $220 for
the fist or for the Godzilla?
Shape. No, just the no. It was I got for $220. I bought the Godzilla in great shape, but it was missing its fist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they ship
versus buying one that got spit up to $400, right? Because they can go up to $400. It all depends on what people are bidding at the time, right? So I got this one for $220, and I just bought a repro fist for $60.
I saw that. You get the fist. That's cool.
And that's it. Now he's complete, and the thing is, at least me buying it at $220, if I ever had to sell it, I have a chance of getting back my money. But if I go buy a Super 7 at $400, what's the chance if I decide, okay, I don't want it anymore and now I got to sell it? What's the chance somebody going to give me that much money?
I agree with you.
So I don't think it's worth it. I think the vintage, no.
I don't.
It's like has kind of a uniform concept of price. Most of it doesn't do that much, but a lot of that modern stuff, aftermarket, just doesn't. And again, I did that video series on making comparisons, and one of the best ones that stands to me is the Ronin Warriors. The original Warriors were made by Playmates in the mid-90s. You can pick them up for around $50 on the card if you catch them on bids. Modern ones in the same scale, the reel is between 170 to the figure, which would the Playmates one that
original Godzilla card. And the only other one on this channel that doesn't have a Shogun Godzilla. All you other fuckers have them. I know.
I don't have one, Lou.
You don't have one, Rich?
No, I had one when I was a kid, but I don't have one now. I've been trying to hunt one down. Way out of price. I do.
He does have the
I
mask.
I can do my own Shogun Godzilla.
Yeah. You can always get the little one that you get from Reaction.
I have the Reaction one.
Yes, what was that? I have the Reaction one. I just know it's React. They do them in orange. They do them in like glow in the dark.
That's Super 7. They just do different colors.
How are you gonna have?
Yeah.
Then he's in the box. I got him in the box, but then they do them on the card. I'm like.
Well, I canceled my pre-order, but they had a green one and a glow-in-the-dark green one, but they were 8 inches tall. They haven't come out yet, but I canceled my pre-orders for that. Because once I got the vintage, nothing holds a candle. So I thought, okay, well, I don't need these now. I got the actual vintage one, so forget it.
But you got to admit that Mecha Godzilla looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in the pictures. Who knows what's... I'll wait till David Eon gets his and he takes out the package and the hands break off or something. Because
I'm not getting
see what happens, but...
Shogun Warrior, if I raise the arm up, it will stay up because there's tension in the joint. Right. But I noticed when the guy was demoing the Mecha Godzilla and he let go of the arm, it just fell down. There was no tension.
And he's got to put some crap in there to like wedge it up, I guess.
No, that's not worth it. It's not worth it. You know what? I got to get off this nostalgia drug.
Now listen, David. Did you carefully move the joints, use the hair dryer, boil it in hot water, take 1 part super glue, 2 parts Jello, and 3 parts milk, and mix that together and turn it into a nice fine paste? Rub the joints.
You got to get a couple of those, like a couple of those candles of the saints from the supermarket too, and you put one on either side and you light it. And about 4 hours of meditation, and then
so ridiculous.
And then the arms maybe they'll work right, maybe 50-50.
It blows me away that people actually go to the trouble and try and like get people to like calm down and understand like there's a way to touch them without breaking them. I'm like, you buy something, you can do whatever you want with it. You can throw it at the wall if you want. I mean, but it's insane. It's insane. Did I hear Sanchez?
I think just one I did purchase.
100%. Yes, because I think it's one of those things. It's like saving face, right? We don't want to say like we got something crap because we're out here saying how great it is, and the first bandless body that somebody posted up. Like the leg snapped off, they took it off. I was watching Art Baltazar do one, and he opened it up. He's like, "Hey!" He goes, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Come on, Migo, this thing just broke. It just literally opened out of the package." But the guy with the Ultraman, he took it off the thing, and the hand fell off. I mean, crap happens, but it should never happen to that level. It's just too much.
But I think I can't say for certain, but I think those toys that they're making now are no longer designed for the play that the original toys had to endure back in the 70s. I think they're really just display pieces now.
Right, they were made for kids, Dave.
Right?
These aren't made for kids.
These aren't made for kids, right? So they expect you to open it up, put it on a shelf, and let it stand there.
Right, 100% agree with you. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what they expect you to do. Just put it on the shelf.
Yeah,
anybody go to CN, man, and get the $30 popcorn helmet?
And they're all in.
You mean
they're all in because
yeah,
is it Mezco post play display? You're not playing with that figure. You'll break. There's only one company that's honest about it. The name company, the JoJo's Bizarre 12 scale figures, and they call them action statues. Right. And like, okay, at least you're not calling it an action figure because you cannot play with it, and you got to be careful with it. They said, okay, we're not going to call it an action figure anymore. Okay, I'll give you that. These other companies, they're not, and you don't want to be the guy. I think it's a lot of pride because you got like $35,000 worth of figures on display behind you. But each and every one of them, you got to be like this, and oh God, don't move that way.
Well, Hot Toys right now for the Star Wars people. I think for the Star Wars people, some character, I don't know. She looked like she got a banana on her head, a Shmuka. I don't know what her name is. Some Star Wars character, and it just came out, and the arms are breaking off. And this is like a $300+ figure, as far as I know.
I ain't paying for that.
No,
that happened. I had the Iron Man Tech Iron Man, which was I think an SDCC exclusive from a couple of years back, and watched that review. It fell apart in my hands. It fell.
Well, you remember. The problem is the consumer is enabling this because the problem is the consumer is enabling this crap because when I got my Dirty Harry sideshow and I got it and it looked like some seasonal farm worker that was like sunburnt in the sun for 12 hours. I said, this don't look like no Caucasian guy. Who is this supposed to be? This ain't no Clint Eastwood.
It's Rich Hurley.
I sent it back. And then I put my comments, and right away you get attacked. You get attacked by these simps. All these simps are attacking me.
What's that? Sympathizers? That's classic.
And they're like saying, and the explanation is, oh, well, the pictures are taken with professional lighting and camera. What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay like $400 for a. Let me tell you something. She looked good in any light. Okay? She looks good in any light. I don't got to pay for a professional. This is some cheap Walmart webcam here, and it still looks okay.
Too funny. No, that's too funny. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think well, I guess there's people who buy them, take them out, and want to throw them out the window. I used to get paper towels and put strings on them, tie them to my G.I. Joe, throw them out the window, and couldn't figure out why the parachute wouldn't work. But I don't think anybody's really doing that anymore. But at the same time, you don't want to buy something and then the arm's broken or the elbow's broken or the hand's broken or the leg's broken in the package. Especially if it's a bubble package you can't open, right? Because you can't fix it without cutting it open, and it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, it's just that I don't understand why people are so afraid if something is subpar, just call it subpar.
Because I don't know why they're so afraid. Go, man. It's not for the good of old Migo, man.
Well, I'm like I don't buy Migos, so for me, I'm talking about either Hot Toys or I'm talking about sideshow stuff. I mean, if something is not worth the cash, I'm going to say it's not worth the cash.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with it. The whole point of you buying something is you make the decision whether it's worth it for you to spend it, whether you earn it, or you just have it or whatever. But you make that decision, and you shouldn't be stifled from voicing your opinion. We're not in Soviet Union, and you're not friggin' being stood over by the Gestapo. You should be able to,
well, Commissar Lou, let me tell you something, Commissar Lou.
Yeah. Comrade, at least you come try the borscht. It's most delicious.
At least those Kenner. Oh, I'm so dyslexic. At least those Kenner customs, okay, that I got made using the original Kenner 40-year-old bodies. They are still good, tough. I can pick them up. I don't got to worry about anything breaking or falling apart. And we're talking like a 40-year-old figure.
Well, you know what's actually funny. There's figures that I have. I know the Electroman figure.
Yes, that one, yeah.
The big one. The instructions inside specifically say if the arm or the leg come off, like you can align it and push it back on. Right? They actually will say so. Apparently they know they've tested it and kid pulled the leg off, but you can put it back on. You pull the fucking leg off some of this shit today. It's done.
Yeah.
That's it.
I thought you were going to say the instructions said if the arm or leg falls off, it's a play feature.
Yeah, of course. You're ripping the leg off. I don't know. It's a whole. I don't know. Listen. You have to define whether you're catering to collectors, which is a much smaller community. Well, normally be a much smaller community than kids, although kids aren't really into action figures anymore. But back in the day, you want to cater to kids over collectors because there's way more kids wanting to buy stuff. If they break it, maybe they'll get another one, right? I mean, collectors. I got 3. One to display, one to leave in the box, and one just in case. I mean, they're collecting so to hold it.
You see a lot of that with Mego. You see a lot of that with Mego because they don't buy one; they buy like 12.
But there's only 10,000 of each made, David. There's only 10,000 of each made, but I think if you pulled everybody in the ambassador group, they could only come up with like 600 numbers.
Now, David, here's a good question for you. So you and I both collect comic books, and it's similar in the comic book community. It started in the 90s. That when I was collecting comics in the 70s and 80s, you just bought one issue and you had that issue. But in the 90s, they started having variant covers, and then so it's like you're buying 6 or 7 of the same issue, or people were buying comics as an investment, so to speak. And they're still doing that now. Like they have the variant comics, and maybe you'll get this variant will be worth more, or this printing will be worth more, or the newsstand edition will be worth more. And I think the same people are thinking with Migos, like, well, old Migos are worth so much, so these new ones are going to be worth more. But it's the same with comics. The comics we're buying now aren't going to be worth like Golden Age or Silver Age comics down the line. Possibly because there's less print runs of them, but who's going to want them, 30, 40 years from now? And the same thing is probably with the new Migos.
There's a difference, though.
Yeah.
There's a difference with there's a reason why these are worth what they are. That the vintage ones, or at least in cases in good condition, because condition counts a lot in comic books.
Sure.
Because of attrition, they're exhausting. They were just a lot of stuff from the Golden Age fine because of the SOTY, the seduction, and they were actually book burnings with that time period because of the. But today, and I picked a lot for this with the variant covers, official demand model, business where they're on purpose. What the variant is, you can take way too far. Was it Keanu wrote Berserker last year? That first issue I think had like 50 variants.
Right.
one. So, which one? Which one is the one? You'll never know. You won't be able
so
to.
that you got to buy all 50.
Yeah, official demand model. We did this on purpose. It's Funko does it with the chase. Chases are an artificial model. Historics are an artificial demand model. It's just that we didn't see that when we were kids. When they did something like that, it was as an actual promotion, not deliberately short run of something. Just because it was exclusive store, you could see as many as you could order. So they put it out. Oh, JCPenney's going to have a 3-pack of mass. Whoever ordered it that Christmas got one. Now, on purpose. So that's part of that artificial demand we use now, as opposed to when we were kids. Just a store exclusive to store, as opposed to making a short run deliberately.
Right.
Well, they would have like Sears. Sears would have something. Montgomery Wards would have something. Like things like that you're talking about.
Now, when a store has a short run, it's being done and it sells out, and they don't make any more. And aftermarket, everybody's pulling for it. But that's done on purpose to draw attention to the company. It's a type of negative attention.
But how does the company benefit from something being priced high on the aftermarket? I guess they sells out everything that they've made on the front end is the way they do it, pretty much, right? They're guaranteed to sell out everything.
Attention to the
the
product is sold out, and because there's a big demand for it aftermarket, it makes it like all of it is good as a whole. Oh, Funkos, they're selling like hot. It's worth so much until you beat that horse so much, you're sick of it, which is happened to Funko now. They're oversaturated.
Right.
I thought they were oversaturated 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's taken a while. Some of those people, some of those Funko collectors, worst ones for that. Funko forever, and still arguing about that. They have so many franchises. Well, they could, 1,500 different franchises, but you can still get tired of the concept. It's not going to sell. Look, Incarnations has go is go, but at least that was they're not going over and over again because they know they have to change it, stick with it. Funko has figured that out already, but they're still trying to raid that. That's why every once Funko comes out with something entirely, like the sodas. They got they know that sooner or later, bottom's going to fall out of it, and trying to get ahead of it with the next. And nothing has really. What the sodas are doing on.
I'm waiting for them to go downhill like the Beanie Babies did.
Hey, Rich still likes the Beanie Babies. His collection, they're worth 4 cents now.
When my stepmother died, she had tubs and tubs of freaking Beanie Babies. There was so many of them. She must have had every goddamn Beanie Baby going.
You guys remember? Well, I don't know if you guys were on eBay, but back when they were popular, whatever it was, 20 years ago, there were people that were taking the rare ones and selling them on eBay, but they never had them. They were just scamming people. That was huge. eBay was going nuts over that. People, because eBay was more Wild West then. You could get away. You could leave negative feedback for somebody you never even spoke to before, never bought from. It was crazy, but yeah. But people. $40,000 for a Beanie Baby, and never delivered shit. There was no verification. There was nothing back then.
I mean, I've got the Princess Di one that's supposed to be worth like millions. Sorry, David, I interrupted you. What did you say?
Even though Beanie Babies Thai is still like the plush manufacturer.
Oh yeah.
So Thai,
they were making stuffies when all of us were kids. Thai was doing stuff. Yeah. I mean, I remember Thai when I was a kid.
But
yeah,
babies course for 10 years, and Funko was up its course too in that respect, because a fad like that usually lasts 8 to 10 years, and Funko, even though they started making the pops in 2010, they weren't popular until 2010. They weren't selling.
Wow.
And they made very few of them. Those are the ones that retained the value, the earlier ones. And then 2015, they went into mass production with all of them, and that's when they really started cranking them out. Some people.
Okay, I got a question for collectors.
Look, Rich.
I got a question. Okay, Lou, sorry. I got a question for collectors. And this is for me. If you want to collect a line, but it's to get all of it is almost impossible.
I still do it.
You see, I don't. I don't.
Yep.
I can't.
I will. I like the hunt.
You never know. Yeah, I mean, I've started collecting stuff. There's been stuff I said I will never get. It'll never come across my radar, and it suddenly does for some reason or another.
I got a naked Megazoro, an original Megazoro Palatoy, whatever. I gave it to Dan Samil. I traded him for $19, and I knew nobody was buying it because I'm pretty sure they thought it was fake. I'm like, fuck it, $19. I'll take the risk. I'm like, I will never see nothing. I'm gonna ever collect it, but it's like I'll never see the light of day of one of those. It's too rare. It's just the head on a Star Trek buy is basically what it is, Came across, but no, there's stuff that's come across. I'm surprised sometimes at the stuff that you find out there. It really is. I actually, I just had something else. I sent an offer off to someone else for something I haven't seen in a while. But Rich just got this crazy Hulk Hideaway playset, right, in the box with everything. And he told me the price. I'm like, you have to get that. I paid about the same, and mine was missing the computer, which I got. And I didn't even realize, I just looked at mine. I didn't realize mine had the transmutation chamber, but it doesn't have Hulk or Dr. Banner on it where you just, you spin the thing, whatever. It's just paper. But I found the computer and I was so excited, David. $20 for that piece of crap. Ripped up, crappy ass, reprintable computer. But it showed up. I've looked for that for years. And it just literally showed up when I was trying to find something for Rich. So you never know. I said stuff shows up sometimes, but I understand where some people are like, I don't want to collect that because I'll never get that one piece. That one piece is so expensive. Yeah. Rich, you got the dudes in yours though, right? You got the cardboard guys. Yeah, I don't have them. Oh, and you got the instructions too. Oh, you bastard. Yeah. So, David, let me ask you: What if you were 14? What's that?
Is this the computer?
No. What is that? Something else? Oh wait, that is a computer, right? That is that it?
Yeah, it must be, right?
It's a piece of shit, right? That's a computer. Yeah. But David, let me ask you: if they had 14 figures and you could get 13 of them, but the last one was wicked expensive, you probably thought you'd never find it. Would you get it? For like $6 Million Man? Would you do that? Not Star Trek the motion picture, but would you get $6 Million Man ones? Still wouldn't do it.
I think I'd have to start off to see if I could get the most expensive one first. Then then I could go backwards.
Okay, that's one.
Because I started collecting. Do you remember I showed you those two little Star Blazer figures? They were like little figures. Yeah. They were okay. Yeah. I sold them because when I found out that the other three characters would be near impossible to get. Outrageous money. I said, no, I can't. I don't want. If I can't have all five, I don't want it.
Listen, I'm going to give you a little insight that will help you make your decision for the future. If there's figures you think are impossible to get, you can't find them, you think you're going to get them, just tunnel your ass over to David Eon's house. When he's not home, go through his basement. You're sure to find whatever's missing. I'm telling you, he's got everything. He's got shit people don't even know exists. He's got stuff that people don't even know is missing. No, but I understand that. Like, I get that. There's certain things I have not bought because I couldn't get the whole line. But like even collecting some vintage GI Joe, there is no way in hell that I would go to wind up getting all those GI Joes. There's just too many.
Well, I found something to send you. You got the Bullet Man, right?
No, I don't have the Bullet Man.
Okay. Are you going to get the Bullet Man?
If I could find one that's reasonable, but according to what Dan Samillo is showing me, they're like through the roof. It's unbelievable.
Okay. If you do get it, I have actually his helmet, but it's made out of metal.
You had a helmet made out of metal?
It's a reproduction helmet, except it's chrome. It's made out of metal.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, well, every time I look for them, they're wicked expensive. That's the hard part. Like
okay. Well, if you ever get one, let me know because I got it on my shelf. I'm trying to get rid of it.
I was thinking I would just rob Dan Samillo.
Well, the thing is, I'll be honest, with collectors.
Yeah.
Okay, stop buying 15 of one thing to give us other losers a chance to get one.
Well, that would be my fault too, because I do that with certain figures. Certain figures.
No, but I'm just saying. I've seen some of the collections, and it's like you've got 5 of these so hard to get figures. You've got 10 of these so impossible to get figures, and I'm going, yeah, sure, that's why I can't find one for myself.
David, I have like 15 or 16 Ghost of Captain Kids.
Oh yes, I know that.
And Rich and I slug it out for the same shit a lot of times.
Those are all A-high Frankensteins behind me. Like I buy anytime I come across an A-high Frankenstein, I buy it. Oh, look at that! Lost in Space
I do that with Tomlins. I've got 9 Tomlin Yetis here. What do I need 9 Tomlin Yetis here for? I don't need them. I mean, I had so many.
Like, when I see them, I have to I love the Frankenstein, so you can't get them for reasonable prices anymore. But I used to pick those up.
David.
Sanchez, I think I've got that in that lot that I went through last week.
Sanchez wants to know what that
spear
is.
gun.
He wants to know what that is.
Can Sanchez hear?
Yeah, he can hear. He just can't speak.
Did I have that in my lot that I went through last week?
He's mute.
The parts and pieces. I think I did. What does that go to, Sanchez? Sanchez. You don't know?
I don't think he knows. I think that's what he's asking.
Big Jim or Action Jackson?
I don't think that's AJ. He's asking what it is. And I am a Star Raiders hoarder. Yes, it's a spear gun. Can anybody chime in on this, what Brian Sanchez is showing? Is it blue?
It's blue. But I've got the same one, Sanchez, in my lot.
Does it have a tip? Does it have a tip? Sanchez, does it have a tip? No, seriously. Is it for G.I. Joe scale or smaller? If it's smaller, just go like this with the pinky. We don't want to know how big yours is. We want to know if the spear gun is.
It looks like a reproduction of Lady J's. No, that's no.
Buck says toy. Oh, he said Toy Island Lost Robot. Wow. Oh, he's still doing okay. Buck's. Is Buck smoking a cigar or a cigarette? What's he got there?
Listen, he's been putting on a show while everybody's been talking nonstop cavalcade of toys.
The size of Lou's cock. Jeez, but don't make fun of my rooster, for Christ's sake.
Sanchez, I got the same thing. I don't know what it is. Is that the same thing?
No, that's different.
It's close.
It's close.
I think that's an earwax.
Yeah, it looks. I thought it was because it's blue. Is it blue or gray? Because
he said blue.
It looks like the accessory remakes of a GI weapon. Because 3-pack toys were done in different colors. I could be.
Oh, I'm going to say this while the focus is on Brian Sanchez.
It's hard.
Brian Sanchez has been finding all those Action Man. What are those, David? Those action. They call them the vehicles for LJ and Mr. Action. The vehicles I'm getting, those crappy knockoffs. Sanchez is like all the little miscellaneous parts in his, I don't know, his G.I. Joe shit. He's been sending me shit like irregularly, but he found the flag to one of the sleds. I'm like, how much you want for it? I'll cook you a Thanksgiving
dinner. Does yours have that handle on it, Sanchez?
No. I think his is something else. It's so quiet all of a sudden. I need to talk.
I'm looking.
Go ahead.
I was waiting for Sanchez to put something up there.
Oh, okay.
I just see Buck smoking a cigar or a cigarette. I can't tell.
Well, he looks like he's pulling out those 25-cent gumball machine toys.
Oh yeah, Buck's got a lot of shit. Buck's been collecting way before me back and he doesn't sell his shit. So he's been collecting, I know, to at least 97 or 90 something. At least that I know of. He's got a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, Sanchez.
What I'm trying to hunt for is this
different.
Wait, did you say give me a minute, Rich, or give me a minute, Rich? You want a really small Rich? Is that what you're asking for, Sanchez? A minute, Rich?
He just sent me a picture of it. It's definitely different. It's but he's right. It's too small for G.I. Joe. It's not Big Jim, is it?
That's what I was gonna say. Is it more modern? Can you tell it's like made in China kind of shit, Sanchez? There's a really good group. It's called, I'm in it. I never do anything, but I think it's called Action Figure Identification Guide or something. And you're supposed to take stuff you don't know, put a piece of paper, put it under it, put a label on it, and then like draw squares around it. Then you take a picture, and then people say, "Oh, A is this, B is this." But
right,
I don't have the time for that shit. I just go to you guys.
Yeah, I did a live last weekend where I just went through a whole pile of stuff and
like, what is this?
On telling everything.
That's a great way to do it. He's getting the fuck you, Buck. Those Batman figures are already $3. Oh, please. I paid full price for all of them. Yeah, that pisses me off. It really pisses me off. I think I have the worst Walmarts. David, what is that? Well, it's to your left. When I say it's my right, what is that next to? Is that a chair that's green? If you stick out your left arm,
what is a chair?
Oh, I thought that was a boxed action figure you were showing. I couldn't tell what it was from here because I'm on a little screen. I was like, he's got something in the box. I want to know what it is. It's been there the whole show. It's the chair.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The fucking chair. Oh, my God.
The G.I.
That's awesome. And Sanchez says it's vintage. So nobody went out here and bought the Mego Pinocchio in all seriousness? Nobody even had a curiosity to it? Like, I would have because I like the movie, but I don't know what I would do with the figure.
I like the movie, but yeah, the figure didn't interest me. I'm more, again, like a monster guy, so I'll buy their monster stuff. But
well, their shit's usually pretty monstrous, Rich, so... I mean, it's also $50, right? It was a $50 figure. Now it's down to $25.
I when I saw it at the Walmart that I went to, it was $50, and it comes in a big box.
That's a lot of money, man.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not something kids are going to play with. The movie's very dark. It's definitely for collectors.
Yeah, that movie's not even for kids, dude. I mean, I guess kids can watch it, but if they're used to Disney, that is nothing. There's no happy-go-lucky music. It's a bunch of Italian fascists, like, doing some messed up stuff.
Lots of death.
Yeah, it's a little sad, to say the least. Oh my God.
So who made the Dirty Harry figure that you have, David Alexander?
That was a non-licensed.
Okay.
It was an unlicensed figure. I think it was called Redman Toys. Redman Toys.
Oh yeah. They do stuff. They call it like Dirty Cop or like.
Yeah. Well, in that his the character was just called Harry.
Dirty
Harry.
balls.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. It was like a $200 figure,
right?
And it was made quite some time ago. No. Let me put it this way: it's $200 probably now if you want to buy it, but when it was probably sold at the time, it probably like $100, probably $120 or something like that when it came out.
Right.
And so when I got the Sideshow Dirty Harry, like the outfit was great. Like I don't make any beefs about the outfit, but when the guy looks like he's come from a different planet, and he does not have the complexion at all. And then I gotta put like a bright light. I gotta shine a bright light on his face just so that he looks normal.
So what was it? Just he was very tan. It was like
tan is an understatement. Okay, 10 is an understatement.
Maybe he's Arab. Maybe he's an Arab.
Well, some people complain that the people who actually paint these figures in a different country have never seen what Clint Eastwood looks like.
Oh, you're probably right.
So when they're putting the paint apps, they don't even know who this guy is.
That's very possible.
But
that's very possible. That I wouldn't put that past anyone. That's very possible. I went to mainland China once, and I went up to one section of the Great Wall because we know it's thousands of miles. But I went up there, and we got stared at. And I said to the guy, I said, "Why are they staring at us?" He goes, "You really want to know?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "They've never seen people like you before in person." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "They see, they don't see non-Asians. They only see them on TV." Yeah, it was really funny. I was like, "That's interesting." Okay. I'm all right with that.
Well, when you're selling figures at $275 American a pop,
yeah, you think they would have a good inclination. Yeah,
that's not acceptable.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a whole line of him. They're doing him as from Pale Rider.
Oh, I know.
Josie Wales and.
Oh yeah, I canceled them all. them all.
Wow.
He looked. They even had a video with like Clint Eastwood visiting the studio and all that stuff.
That wasn't the figure. That was probably a prototype. That was not the factory. I guarantee you, that was not the factory. That was not the factory production.
Now, David, did you put a deposit and lose your deposit, or did you get your money back?
Well, in this particular, I got my money back, but I lost money because they forced me to pay for the return shipping.
Oh, of course. Oh, so you got the figures and then you returned them. I got you. I think you canceled.
No. I only got one.
Oh, then you canceled.
And then I canceled all the other ones. And I said to them, I asked them if I could get my full refund back due to, the problem with this figure that you sent me. Because now I'm not going to buy these figures anymore. I think
now they're not going to give you your money. They're going to tell you to piss off.
Well, I can't remember what happened. I think they gave me full refund on one of them. Another one, I don't think I got a full refund on. Maybe I lost $10 or something. But forget it. I mean, I'm not pre-ordering anything from Sideshow until it comes out. I see a review.
I like the Monty Python figures they did like 20 years ago. I love them.
That Sideshow is gone. That Sideshow is gone.
I even had The Night Who Said Knee, and I sold it like an idiot. Now you can't even find the damn thing. So depressing.
Well, I have older Sideshow figures because they were like, I'm not sure, but I've heard somebody say that the old Sideshow, they were actually one of the companies responsible on kind of like building the 1/6 scale collecting community, sort of like they did a lot of product in that scale, in the 12-inch scale, let's say.
Right.
So back in the day when Sideshow was, at its top, it was it was producing a lot of figures of characters that only they were producing at that scale.
Yeah, they did a whole Planet of the Apes run. They did.
Yeah.
I have most of their Universal monsters, which are pretty cool. They did all the Frankensteins, from the series and stuff like that. And
I picked up the Jaws. I picked up the Jaws, the Sideshow Jaws, not too long ago. From James Bond.
Oh,
okay.
that's
I thought you were talking about the Jaws. I'm like, attention to Jaws.
Yeah. Shark. I'm like, when did that come out?
Yeah, I've got Dr.
Pick it
No,
up.
and I've got Sean Connery from Dr. No and the sideshow James Bond. Those are cool.
But see, at least at that time, you had at least a price point with a certain amount of quality.
Yeah.
And the figures are quality. Like, you're not going to like move the figures and the heads are going to fall off.
You
Like,
can
I mean,
even
they're
pick
very
those
well
up now
made.
for about 150 too. A lot of those.
Yeah. But the new stuff that Sideshow makes now, see, the thing is, I want my figures, if they're supposed to look like a character, I want them to be recognizable. I want you, if you look at it, okay, yeah, I know that's James Bond. Okay, yeah, I know that's whoever, right? But I don't have to have it photorealistic.
Right.
But the problem what I find with 1/6 scale collectors is they actually want you to shrink a 6-foot person into 12 inches and have it as if you could take a picture of it and somebody would mix it up with an actual photo of a real person. Like, that's a little bit too far.
Right.
Especially I'm sorry if this is going to turn people off, but I do not want action figures that are that have the reproductive organs. I don't need that kind of detail.
I prefer that. It makes me feel very close to my figures. Very, very close to them. It gives me that warm fuzzy. I like to spoon with them at night in my bed. I just surround myself with them. No, I'm with you. I mean, for me, I'm like,
So you know what? I'm just very picky now because I'm collecting. I do have a collecting problem. And I know when I see other people's collections, I always feel better because I don't feel I'm sick.
You might be sick, but it's not from collecting.
Yeah, don't let that get you down. We all have that. We all have that experience.
But it's just I'm trying to kind of like focus on my core stuff. What do I really like? I like Buck Rogers. I like $6 Million Man. I try to keep to that core stuff. I know Brian is giving me all kinds of moral support.
David sounds like he's describing the gauge doll.
Yes, exactly. I didn't bring it up. But that is anatomically correct from what I was told.
It was a doll in a closet.
Wasn't Archie Bunker's baby grandson have anatomically correct too? That was the big thing with that doll.
Oh
yeah,
the Archie Bunker doll.
Oh yeah, you remember that? Whoever came up with that idea? Don't you want to see the little weenie? I mean, like, what the hell?
But what kid wanted Archie Bunker's grandson? Like, it's like, Mom, I want Archie Bunker's grandson.
He was a baby. He didn't even speak.
What kid wanted Mrs. Beasley?
Mrs. Beasley.
Right.
Yeah, that's true, man. There's a
full
lot
string
of
talking Mrs. Beasley.
I remember my cousin had.
I think my sister actually had one of those though. I think she got them like aftermarket because we were Family Affair was running in reruns by that time, but I think they were still making them.
Well, okay, let me put it to you this way: when I had to get the body for this figure, okay, I got one of those. They're called Fison TB League Fison bodies. So they're silicone bodies. Okay, so basically it's a metal skeleton underneath, covered by, I don't know what you want to call it, medical grade silicone, which is already kind of creepy already. Okay, but then when I had to pick the body, there's like choices. How big do you want the breasts? How then there's like choices huge. Like, okay, for the private parts, what kind of definition of detail do you want?
Yeah, you want it huge with a Y.
I want her to have knockers.
big breastises.
But okay, fine for that. But I'm saying, like, even you can choose how like, detailed you want the.
I mean, it's like I mean, I don't know about that. If somebody says, "How big do you want a crotch?" I'd be like, I don't know. That I'd be a little weird about. I don't know about the.
That's like, for me, that's getting into like fetish, like some kind of fetish something.
Are you saying if my action figures have private parts, I'm in a fetish?
I'm just saying.
So is that why you won't buy any of the new Megos on the bandless bodies? Because they have the Wiener Schnitzel in the front?
There's no Wiener Schnitzel there. There's just a hump.
Wiener Schnitzel in the front. They got a bump like they've got a. It's like a male camel toe or something they got going.
That's a cod piece.
It's like Shakespearean. These are Shakespearean superheroes. They carry a cod piece.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just
well, even that guy who played Superman, Christopher Reeve, I think he wore a cod piece.
Well, it's possible. Anything can happen in this day and age. I'm fully convinced of that.
I'm just saying that, you know what? I don't have naked figures, and I don't need them to have that level of detail.
Well, I like, you know what I used to like? I used to like when I used to change the action figures' clothes and the butt had like bumps on the top of the legs. I could never figure out what it's like. Is this razor stubble? Like, what is this? What are these bumps? Is that so the legs wouldn't? Is that like to give the legs some friction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Tony says I have a TB League figure and they come with wieners. Like a package of wieners? And
yeah, you can actually select. You can actually buy different wieners.
Oh my God, that's too funny. Oh my God. And here's another one. How about this one? Hold on. Are made with the same material that they use for sex toys. Wow.
What's that?
He says he thinks that the TB League figures are made with the same material that they use for sex toys. Buck, here's one from Buck. Look, who wore the Keebler elf suit? They warned me to wear a cup. That's so kids wouldn't kick into doodads. You're a scary elf. Oh my God, that's too funny. That's just too funny. That's just redonkulous right there. Redonkulous. Oh my God, too funny.
I just wish
realistic possible, David.
Well, I don't need that, David.
You want that? Yeah.
Well, listen. I want to figure.
You wanted to have a wiener.
Listen, I don't need Wiener Schnitzel with my figure. Okay.
Nothing wrong. The figure will have a wiener.
Action figure. Action figure.
I think it's the action figure pornography.
Hey, there might be such a thing.
I wouldn't doubt
good
it.
Too.
If people dress up as clowns on HBO and they have clown sex and furries and they have furry sex, I can't even imagine.
I have several of my Mego figures have their own OnlyFans page.
How do you think he affords the rest of his collection? Those costumes don't come cheap, bro.
You know, there's got to be somebody that's into that, like so just people like undressing dolls. And,
that's got to be like creepy, weird. No,
Dr. Durant.
Yes.
Since I know that you must be a Black Hole fan, I was just watching it. Yes. I think earlier on today, and I know the doctor is Dr. Durant. So, would you have an OnlyFans page for the 12.5-inch Mego Black Hole dolls?
You could.
And or do you have like a Borg 9? Do you have a Borg 9?
I have Borg 9. Yeah.
I have all those figures, Rich. Believe it or not, I have all those Mego figures.
They're all gray, and all mine have gray heads.
And they're all grayed out.
I have Borg 9 and I have Perkins.
And I love them.
I want to get. I got to get Maximilian Schnell, but I'm surprised they never did the
You don't
robot
have
in
them
the
all?
big set.
I thought you had all.
I don't
those
have them
things.
all. I just have Borgnine and Anthony. I have Dr. Durant and I have the Borgnine character.
I got the female character. She's like always over $100.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't know what he had, and I think I snagged her for $40 in the box, and the box is like great. And I'm like, I said, the guy's like, is there anything wrong with it? He's like, no, why?
Right.
I'm like, oh, just asking. I just want to make sure before I buy it. And I'm like, this.
As a kid, I had the 3 3/4 ones as a kid. I loved those. I loved that movie as a kid.
Because I remember they were made by Mego, right? They were made by Mego. I had the Mego ones, and I had, of course, my favorite, of course, was Vincent. And well, you never got a Bob. I don't think in the North America we got Bob. I think
no, they did.
Rich has never had a Bob. That's true.
Voiced by Slim Pickens. And,
yes,
Slim Pickens.
And then Vincent was voiced by Roddy McDowell. Initially, that movie was shot to ride the wave of disaster films. It was originally conceived as a disaster movie, and then when Star Wars took off, they decided to mess around with it and like go, let's jump on the whole science fiction Star Wars bandwagon, and it's very grim movie for Disney. Like it's definitely not your typical Disney film. But I've always had an affection for it, and I love the soundtrack. The John Barry score is just fantastic.
Rich, do you know what's a really good Disney film? That's really
Island at the Top of the World.
Island at the Top of the World. Tell me, Rich, did anybody else ever see that movie or know of it? David Eon, you don't know about Island at the Top of the World? Oh my God, you guys have to go watch it.
I'm not sure if I've seen
it. That was the first movie I saw as a kid, and I think it was like 1973, Rich, or something? I think it was when it came out. Whenever it was like the first movie I saw as a kid in the theater. Greatest movie ever. The acting is just outstanding. David Hartman. I mean, come on, this guy is like made to act. No, it's like a early 70s Disney film.
70s and 80s Disney live action is a whole thing unto itself.
Nothing like today.
Escape to Witch Mountain and Watching in the Woods and the Black Hole. Like they took so many chances with stuff back then. It was crazy.
Well, now it's all ruined. It's all these Star Wars and superheroes.
That'll run its course at some point, I imagine. Yeah, like everything. I mean, I think people are already tiring of superheroes. This new wave of Marvel is not taking off. They've saturated the market between TV shows and movies. The movies are doing all right,
but bleed everybody dry. And then here's an idea: let's just change the character. Here's what we're gonna do: we'll put on She-Hulk and we'll make it a comedy, or it'll be Mrs. Marvel Jr. from like Colombia or wherever the hell she's from. I don't know. She's like Indian or Latin American or something, and I'm like, all right, well, just keep.
Well, the She-Hulk thing they did do in the comic books. John Byrne did She-Hulk as breaking the fourth wall. She would often talk to the readers through the panels, and he did it very comedically. And he turned her into more of a sex symbol than when she was in the earlier versions, where she was just a female version of the Hulk.
Captain Kirk loves the green women.
Exactly. Yeah,
loves the green women.
Well, maybe back in the comic days, she had something more interesting to say directly to the reader.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, I saw the She-Hulk series. It had its moments, but none of them have really blown me away. They've all been kind of subpar, to be honest with you. The TV series, they're fun, but as soon as they're over, I forget them. There's nothing that that are very memorable in them.
The show doesn't fit with their current form. Expected sad, sensational She-Hulk, and then
right.
She-Hulk one of making from just the way that females portrayed in comics.
Right.
And when you take from a comic book, try to do it live action, translate well.
Right.
They had their other. They try to jam in there, like, all right, enough Marvel. Too much of this. It frustrated a lot of people. I think if they Savage, better.
Yeah, I think to bring more people into the Hulk universe, I think she was a great choice to play the She-Hulk. I like the actress that they picked, but they went a little too goofy on some of on it. But that's the thing with all the Marvel. Marvel now is like everything is comedy because of the success of Guardians of the Galaxy. Doctor Strange is throwing quips here and there, which he never really did in the comic books, and it's just they're all about like everything has to be every superhero is Spider-Man with the quips. It's like no, some of the superheroes have to be serious and some of them can be the jokesters. But now they're ever since Guardians did so well, they decided, well, that formula works, so we're just going to use it.
But you can't do that for everything. Then it all gets crappy and watered down. Like you have to
hold on a second. I'm trying to look at Brian Sanchez's chest hair.
Like when you do like Deadpool, like that's perfect for that. And the Guardians, I get it, right. It's funny, but like I don't want Captain America doing that crap. I really don't want that shit going with Iron Man, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think Black Panther's probably the only one that they didn't really go all jokey on.
Yeah, because he wasn't around long enough.
Right.
He wasn't around long enough. I mean, he's done. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I just want to see Michael Keaton Batman. That's all. So that whole movie, I'll fast forward. I'll just see the Michael Keaton parts, and then that's it.
What to the old, you've never seen that Batman?
No, the Flash, the new movie, The Flash that's coming out.
Oh yeah, so they got a new actor, right? Is that the deal? Well, the other one went to jail or something?
No. They still got him. They're rehabilitating him.
I thought that kid went to jail or something, and
he probably did, but he's still in there. He's still in there, and it was already filmed, like maybe David says. But the thing is, I want to see the Keaton Batman.
Okay.
The reason anyone's interested in
exactly. Everybody wants to see Michael Keaton back as Batman. Nobody cares about Ben Affleck. Nobody cares about the Flash. Nobody cares about any characters in that movie other than to see Michael Keaton back as Batman.
Brian Sanchez loved Ben Affleck as Batman. He said that was his favorite. When he actually has his mic on, he raves about it. He says he'd like to go over to Ben Affleck's house and shave his legs for him before he goes on set, so he could just be that close to him. So,
well, that was the opposite,
really?
right?
I love that his mic doesn't work. He can't say shit.
The DC movies went the opposite way. They just went all dark. Like the DC decided we're going to be all dark and grim, which is fine for like Batman, but not Superman. Superman, you don't want to see him. That Superman movie was so dark. I mean, most movies nowadays, like it's always raining.
They were so dark you couldn't even tell what's going on. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? Is it raining? I'm like, is it raining steel pellets? It's so dark in here. In all honesty, like I like some of my favorite movies besides DC ones. I like The Dark Knight. The original ones are better. The Heath Ledger one was good. I actually like Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and I don't even like him as an actor.
That was
I hated him in fucking Gladiator, but when he did Joker, I was like, holy shit, man. I liked that movie a lot. I really did. I was like, that's not a good movie. I'm like, it was for me.
It's it's essentially the movie Taxi Driver, Lou. That's why.
I love me some Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
I think I told these guys every day for like 3 months. I watched Taxi Driver every night. Love
Lou, I know you like that movie called The Batman, but I gotta tell you, I tried to watch it and it just drags.
But this is why I like it. I'll tell you why I like it. You ready? Okay. Here's why I like it. Because at first I was like, all right. I said I'm not like that guy was from the Twilight, but Max is like he's an actor. Let him act.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, okay. What I love is that he gets out and he beats the living piss out of people. Like Batman is fucked up. He's not. I mean, obviously the Burt Ward, the Adam West one's different, but he's supposed to be like
about that. That was a joke.
Patient. He beat the shit out of them. He was like, dude, he was a vigilante. He wasn't like, hey, all right, I'm gonna hit you once and knock you down and put handcuffs on you. Dude, he beat the piss out of that guy. He kept beating him, man. I was like, he's going to pummel his head in. I'm like, that's what I would do if I was pissed off. That's why I'm like, I liked it. I really liked that. I mean, listen, the movie. And the car was way cooler. Sorry. That was like a car that a normal person could probably build.
I thought the movie was okay. He was okay as the Batman. I had no issues with him. But the whole point of Batman is like, he didn't solve one of the Riddler's riddles. Batman is supposed to be
right.
the detective.
He just beat the shit out of people. I loved it.
He's
just beating them.
Batman's supposed to be a detective, and this was the film that was supposed to be like, we're going to focus on Batman as a detective, and then he doesn't solve any of the Riddler's riddles.
Beat his ass. Beat his ass. I'm screaming it. People are like cheering. I'm like, beat his ass. I didn't care. I could care less about that. I don't care if he figured out the riddle. I don't care when he ripped up the carpet. I don't give any shit. Just beat his ass, And then, they had it was a little weird. Like whenever they do Catwoman, they always give her some crappy mask. And she had like a hat that was like cut. I'm like, yeah, nobody can tell who you are. That's a really good costume. That the eyes are this big, the hole's this big, and it only covers like this much of her face. I'm like, come on. But no, he was beating.
They were clearly trying to do David Fincher, like the Seven movie, because like the killer, the Riddler, was like, he was in that army coat and the Zodiac mask, and he was
like psycho.
Riddler.
Well, what do you think is the best Batman movie of all the ones that you've seen? And not the 1940s one, because you can't include those, are a different caliber. Anything from like the 80s on up.
Probably, I like the Christian Bale ones. Those ones I like the most.
Good. I thought he was.
I mean, I liked the Michael Keaton ones when I originally saw them. I don't think they've aged as well.
No,
like when you go back and watch
them now, I'm like, these suck. Even Jack Nicholson as the Joker, I'm like, then it was great. I was like, that was really great because it was kind of new. But now I'm like, there's so like Heath Ledger. It was a different Joker, but he was just fucking awesome. I loved him in that. I really did. I thought
yeah, but see, in those movies, like I still like the Michael Keaton one, but if I watch those movies, I just fast forward the parts and just get to the action. Because I like to see the scenes I like. Like there's a lot of
No, but I've seen people bashing that movie. I'm like, how can you bash that movie? Batman finally goes out and kicks the living piss out of somebody, which is what I always thought he would do. I mean, not the Adam West again. That's different. I'm like, he's going to beat the crap out of someone, and people are going to like, oh, he's not a real Batman. I'm like, he wasn't like this rich, spoiled, hey, make me a car. Like, he did all his own shit, and he got his ass, he came back, he was beat up and shit. I don't know. I just like that. That's just my thing.
My favorite Batman was actually the animated series.
What's that?
I said my favorite Batman is actually the animated series with Kevin Conroy. That's what got me back into collecting toys. When I saw those figures when they initially came out for the animated series, I thought they were so cool back at the time. The Batman animated series that came out in the early 90s.
Okay.
And I thought that was just, I was like, oh my, I saw Two-Face. It was a Two-Face figure. I saw it. I was coming home from a bar late at night, and it was in a supermarket. I saw, or a 7-Eleven.
Drunk and buying action figures.
And I was like, I'm getting this. And I bought it. And then I found the other ones because I just thought it was just such a cool, it was almost like Dick Tracy meets Batman. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. It's I guess everybody's got their own choice of what they like, and I don't know. Like I didn't really like Bane and Batman because I just didn't. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get it. But the guy who plays him, Tom Hardy, I didn't realize that was Tom Hardy. Yeah. He's a fucking badass actor. Love that guy. He's awesome.
Isn't he dead?
Tom Hardy? No, he's alive.
No, he does Venom.
Oh, I thought one of those guys who played big characters died. I guess I thought it was him for some reason.
That was the guy who played Black Panther did. He died.
No, he's a little guy. I'm talking about big guys.
Oh, I don't know. There's a movie on Netflix. It's called Legends, and it's Tom Hardy playing these two British gangsters. It's like, it's like a historical movie, whatever. And he plays both brothers. Was it?
Is he playing the Craze?
Is that who it is? Like one guy's like the one brother's twins. They're both gangsters.
Yeah, in England.
It's really good. I'm like, wow, like I didn't realize he could do a British accent. Like he's good. He's a really good actor. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I mean, I honestly, but still, Batman for me, my favorite ones. I go back and watch those old black and white cliffhangers or serials, whatever they were with Batman, when they had that old, just the regular car. I'm like, how can you not tell that who Batman is? He drives a regular car, for Christ's sake. You know, it's probably parked in front of his house.
But to be honest, the Bat cowl doesn't do a good job of disguising. Doesn't matter what version. I mean, pretty much you can see the half of the guy's face.
Yeah.
But it's just a comic. It doesn't mean it doesn't need to make sense.
Skin or something. I mean, that would be kind of a giveaway.
Yeah, Tony. Bruce Timm did do. I love his design work. And Darth Silicon is saying Kevin Conroy died. Yeah, he died last year. He did a great voice for Batman.
Lou, are you talking about the serial's 1943 serial or something like that, when Batman has to go against the mastermind to be
the cheesy cloth, mask, and then the car was like a 19.
It's like a station wagon.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like a station wagon. It's like it's the Batmobile. It's like, yeah, just look at the license plate and who owns it. It's right down the street. I mean,
I think that's on Tubi right now. I'll go take a look at it.
I watch. You have to like that shit, but I like that because I like when I was very young, my mother got me watching the old Flash Gordon serials. It was just crazy. We moved to Italy and they were on, and she's like, "Oh, you got to come see these," and I loved them. First time I saw King Kong, I was in Italy. The old black and white one. I was in Italy in second grade, and I'm like, "This is so cool." And then I started, just whatever. Like I love watching old black and white films. I don't know why, probably because of that, but I love watching them. I think they're cool.
Same. Well, I love old black and white movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a kid of the 70s, and the great thing about the 70s, we had a lot of 60s reruns. So we got to taste the 60s and the 70s before the 80s went downhill. So, in life in general, of course, as well. But yeah, so I like those old black and white serials, even though they're
I like them.
Cheap or cheesy or whatever.
I can watch Flash Gordon all day because when you really think about that shit, like, I don't know if they did stuntmen or not, but I'm pretty sure that Buster Crabbe did all his own stunts. They built these crazy sets on these big, like, lots, right? Like these, and even the music. I mean, they basically had a little orchestra playing the music. I mean, you think about what it took to put shit back together. Now you get a computer. One person can make a whole fucking movie without getting any actors. You could just CGI the whole thing if you want. Back then, like, it was a lot of work to get them to do it. I just think, I don't know. And also back then, like, those things were new. Now you go to the movies, and if you're ever to show anything that's like an old serial, nobody would watch it. However, I will say this. Like 15 years ago, I was working at the NBA, and at this theater, it's called Kerasotes, and they only had like 5 in the country at the time, and they would have $5 movies, but they, like, on Tuesdays. But then they brought The Bride of Frankenstein to the theater for Halloween, and some other Frankenstein movie, forget. And for $7, you could go sit in the movie theater and watch these 2 black and whites. And I'm going to tell you, like, it's one thing to sit at home and watch it even on a big screen, but to go to the movie theater and watch those old movies like that, completely different experience. Way different experience. A lot of fun. But nobody does that shit.
Yep, I remember a few years back, they I think TCM was putting re-releasing movies on the big screen, and they released Planet of the Apes, and I've seen Planet of the Apes hundreds of times, and I'm like, I'm gonna go see it on the big screen, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna be bored because I've seen the movie so many times, but I love it, and I saw that and I was blown away because I had never seen things I had seen before, like seeing it on the big screen. It was amazing. It was incredible.
I would have loved to see that. I wish I had seen that. I would have loved to go see that. That must have been
awesome. For one night only. It was crazy.
Yeah,
they do that. Like a lot of theaters do that. They release like they did Jaws last Labor Day.
Yeah.
They released Jaws into the theaters and stuff. I went and saw that. That was fantastic to see on the big screen.
Didn't I just take Amanda? No, didn't. That was just this past year, right?
Yeah, Jaws.
Yeah, I took Amanda to see Jaws, and then we went to see the Ultraman thing from Japan that came out, the one night thing. That was like $30 for a ticket. You know, it wasn't the original, but it was
Shin Ultraman.
Yeah.
That's
I thought they did a
pretty
good job for what it was. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. So. But anybody else want to get off the fucking thing? It's 1:40 a.m. and we've been on for 3 hours and 4
No,
minutes.
I arrived late. I got another hour to go.
Oh, God.
One thing about that, when you go to those theaters, see those old films, the modern screens are not same aspect ratio. And that was something that, the modern aspect ratio is made to be identical to the modern flat television. And a lot of those other films were styled. It's a lot wider than that. And put it on the screen with a bar on the top, the sides. Well, there was a big complaint with there was actually with John Carpenter. They did The Thing last year, and he was furious that they cropped it. They're actually cutting as much as 33% of the size of those films with modern screens. And he was like,
Carpenter always shoots in widescreen.
So he that they had spent weeks just not right, and that they when they altered the rate. So that's something to keep in mind. I know it's still you get a, but then you're not like in the old days when they used to, this film to fit your television.
Yeah,
they used to chop the end. They're still doing
it. Scan.
They had a theater in the town next to where I grew up until like Jesus. The theater's still there. I don't know if they saw this, but there were small theaters when you went in, and it was a regular movie theater back in the day. Then of course it turned to an artisan theater. But we used to go in and you'd watch the movie, and I don't know, maybe it held 50 people or something. But it was a screen with curtains, and they had the stage up front with the fucking lights, like on the front of the stage. But it's for display. But that was a cool theater to go into. It was really neat. It was very old-fashioned, if you will. I mean, listen, all stuff's new. We just had a discussion with AMC because in May we're going to do the Guardians of the Galaxy, and we take our laptops in, we hook them to the projector, and we show the stuff up. And they said, yeah, you guys are going to have to come early. We're like, okay, no problem. I said, why? I said, well, they're changing all the projectors at our theater in April. I said, okay. He goes, we're only going to have like 2 weeks to actually, to use them. So normally, like I have a tech who goes up there and he figures it all out. So we shoot all of our promos off the laptop onto the big screen. But like we're changing them all again. So all those crazy advanced cameras are going to be even more advanced. And I don't know. I think at some point, like it gets, I don't know. I think it's too much. I don't know what that thing was called where you could go see a movie and it was like wicked real. Like it was so, I don't know what it was. There's some frame rate. I went to see The Lord of the Rings in it, I went to see The Hobbit in it.
Is it IMAX?
What? No, not IMAX. It was something like, I don't know, like 48 frames per second, whatever it was. I went to see it, and the movie was so realistic that I did not enjoy it because I want to go to the movies and like get away from reality. That's the whole point. I don't want to hear my phone ring. I don't want, I want to go enjoy it. And you were like embedded inside the movie, and I'm like, it just wasn't the same. Like it wasn't that experience. Oh, I'm sitting in the theater enjoying this. It was like you're thrown into the middle of this trauma, and I'm like, no, I can't deal with this shit. Yeah, but
so want practical effects to come back. This it's like watching an animation. It's like watching an animated cartoon now.
A lot of it is, yeah.
Before an explosion was a real explosion.
It's funny when you watch Star Wars, you can see where the green screen shit was, or blue screen, whatever they used back then, and you can see like the marks on it, kind of shit. But I don't know. But I am exhausted. I want to hit the sack because I have not slept in days.
All right.
Tomorrow
all right, Lou.
Everybody else good?
I'm good.
Yep. Thanks for letting me on. I enjoyed it.
Thanks everybody for coming. I'm glad everybody was here. You guys are always a bevy of knowledge and stuff. And now, Rich, I'm going to go get this fucking Hulk Hideaway place that opened up for a sec.
Now I got to go look. I got to go see if I can find a dollar.
Yeah, yours got to be awesome. Yours has to be awesome.
Because David showed me that. Now I got to go find one. That was
Thanks
awesome.
to everybody who watched and everybody who tuned in. And oh my God, I can't believe we did 3 hours. Lou's going to go get the rest stops for his bathhouse fun. Sanchez, get your mic fixed. Get your mic fixed. He's killing me. Anybody want to push anything before we get off? David, Rich, David, Rich,
I'm
David,
all good.
David, Rich, David.
If you like bionic stuff and you like bionic customs, come on over to the Custom Kenner $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman Project on Facebook.
There you go.
Come on, that.
Richard, you want to push some
Sure.
Dr. Durant?
Check us out at Dr. Durant's Sanctum. New episodes whenever we feel like it. I just showcasing various things in my collection. So,
too classic. David Eon, I know you have something you got to say. Man's got like 7,000 viewers. Open by chance. How many videos a week do you do now?
15.
Like 12 a day?
A lot.
Oh my God.
It's usually like 5 a week.
It's crazy. I know you do so much stuff. You have to really like go check out everybody's stuff. I tell people all the time, like, go check out other people's videos and stuff and see what they do, because it's really amazing the shit you'll bump into. I watched this one guy in Australia that fixes toys. I forgot what his name is, and he's fantastic. And just by chance,
Toy Poloi.
That's him. Yep, that's the guy. Yeah, but no, check out all this guy's stuff. Let's go get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day. I hope I wake up tomorrow. And
yeah,
I know. Yeah, Rich, let me make out with that whole hideaway. I'm curious.
All right, I will, man. Take
all
it
right,
easy.
guys.
Bye, David. Bye, David.
Good night.
Stay out of trouble.
All right.